3 trips to Melbourne to play St Kilda, the Adelaide Crows have been hammered. Today, fresh from a heart-stopping victory over the Demons last Sunday, they return, hopeful of turning the tables. From Waverley Park in Melbourne, welcome to AFL Saturday. Your host, Drew Morphett.
And as the Adelaide Crows come onto Waverley Park, good afternoon and welcome to you around Australia to this round 14 match of the AFL, an important game for the Crows because they're trying to break their duck in Melbourne this season. Their last victory here was in the finals last year when they defeated Hawthorn. So far, in 3 visits, they haven't managed a victory, 2 at Optus Oval and 1 at Victoria Park. Today at the wide expanse of the Waverley Park, and let's see how the Adelaide Crows go here today. They're currently 10th on the ladder with 6 victories and 6 losses. So a victory will be vital for the Crows here today against the St Kilda lineup, which is really struggling, second bottom of the ladder with just 3 wins for the season. So Graham Corns, having got the family matters out of the way, he can now concentrate on football and the 21 players who will represent the Crows here today. Well, for St Kilda and Stan Alves, what a season they've had. Without Lockett and Lowe for most of the season, both those stars have played only 3 games. Stan Alves in his first season as a league coach is really struggling, and one wonders where they go to from here. Well, he was asked whether he still had faith in the players who wore the black, red and white of St Kilda.
Let's get it in perspective. All the things that we have done this year have been positive, the things we're doing. We've been knocked around by things out of our control.
Here's Stan Alves at the start of the year when they beat last year's premiers Essendon. He was a touching coach at quarter time and 3/4 time. Now he's become a ranting and raving coach. And one wonders whether he'd appreciate the radio commentary box, which he was so settled in last year with ABC station 3LO. Now he's coaching.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that's the right way to go, Drew. I think you lose players pretty quickly with that sort of attitude. And maybe it was pretty fortunate we couldn't get the sound on that one because there was a little bit of cursing going on there from Stanley.
I had a bit of a guess. Now, what about these teams today, Bernie?
Yes, well, Adelaide, if they can play the way they did last week, which they haven't been able to do in Melbourne, they've been very ordinary in Melbourne, as you said, they haven't won a game here this season. Norton 3 from 3 trips to Melbourne, 2 losses at Optus Oval and 1 at Victoria Park. But last week they did seem to find something, and with 3 very important players back in that lineup, Smart, Hall and Anderson, I think they might break the ice here this afternoon, Drew. The St Kilda lineup, of course, well, they've been struggling, lying in 14th position, and only won 3 games, lost 8. And a couple of new players in that side. Number 13, Sirakoski, the son of a St Kilda premiership player from 1966, and in fact the first offspring of a 66 premiership player, 2-player senior game with St Kilda, playing, well, he's named at full forward, but we do think he will play in the back line. And there he is, Tony McGuinness, the Adelaide on-ball champion. He probably will be tagged, as he was last week, by Todd Viney. Fantastic player, Tony McGuinness, a real champion. And the players that we've got underlined there, Tony McGuinness, one of those players, magnificent player, on-baller, always tagged, runs all day. And the other player, Tony Modra, has kicked 51 goals for the season to be 3rd on the goal-kicking table. And let's hope they can produce something in Melbourne, because they just haven't been able to do it with that the trip over from Adelaide. Today they have a chance to break the ice.
Well, the Crows so far this year have been able to win in Sydney, they've won in Brisbane, but they haven't won in Melbourne. Can today break the ice for the Adelaide Crows? Match about to start. We'll be back with you soon. Yeah, I might need that. Might need it again. Yes, mate. Righto. Okay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
On your curls.
Come here me before.
What was the crowd last night? About 45,000?
Yeah, just over. He's got the Crows hat on. You're a genius. Hey? Isn't he a loyal man? Neil Curley?
Where is he?
Straight down here with him.
Right. Kicking to the right. What's the breeze doing? It's going to the right.
Straight across, is it?
Yeah, pretty well. Might be just
No,
favouring.
bit to
Might
the
be
right.
just favouring
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, mate. The round started last night at the MCG and a crowd of 45,000 saw a fantastic game where Carlton defeated North Melbourne by 18 points, 15-16, 106 to 13-10, 88. Other matches today in round 14, 3 other games apart from this one. Geelong playing the West Coast Eagles in the match of the day at Cardinia Park, Melbourne against Richmond at the MCG, and Footscray against Fitzroy at the Western Oval. The 2 home teams there playing a local derby. We'll keep you up to date with scores of those other games during the afternoon. Now, he's just flown in from Adelaide, having been delayed on the plane, but welcome, Neil Curley.
Thank you, Drew. Well, here down at ground level, it's the ground is in very good condition, even though there is a threat of rain. The wind is coming into the members' side here. The Adelaide Crows, I can assure you, are really pumped up for this game, and if you could label one important game for the season, this is the one as far as the Crows are concerned. They must win this game in Melbourne to have a chance of staying in the top 8 at the end of the season.
Well, there's an interesting matchup. Tony Modra being picked up by Jamie Shanahan. Of course, Danny Frawley had the job on the State of Origin game a couple of seasons ago and kept him goalless. McInnes being picked up by Nathan Burke.
About to get underway here at Waverley for an important game for the Crows and for St Kilda, who've won only 3 games for the season. Hurried kick out of the middle, clears the centre square. Smart is there. Frawley takes him to the ground. Danny Frawley off the right boot over centre wing. The punch from behind was good, came from Maynard. Down the front of the pack, Frost. Frawley for the second time, around the boundary line to Shaw. But the ball just beats him out of bounds and will have a throw in centre wing. Good afternoon, Ian Robertson.
Good on you, Drew. I'm looking forward to this game. I think football today is fantastic with the evenness of the competition, and I give St Kilda a chance of winning this match. They played fairly well against the Blues, although the final result, 80 points, really wasn't relative. They had some chance in the latter part of the third term. The ball in dispute around the centre. Down goes Tregenza. Now a throw is being deemed, and a free kick will go to Jamison. He gets the handball over to Maynard. Maynard wide of the centre circle, kicks towards half forward. Rashudo couldn't quite take that mark. He's able to recover. Gets the hand pass away. Back for Maynard. In underneath that is Damon Shaw. Away to Harvey. Harvey skillfully gets onto the left foot. Kicks it down towards the wing, but it's taken by Andrew Jarman. Away to McDermott. Little hand pass, not bad for Smart. Then McInnes. McInnes on the right foot. Kicks towards half forward. Modra and Shanahan. Back goes Peckett for the Saints. He could go straight across the face of goal. He's got time to steady and delivers in towards centre half back where the mark is taken by Burke.
Burke fires out a hand pass to Robert Harvey. His kick out towards centre wing. The Saints moving all right. Winmar takes the mark on his chest.
Being picked up by Ben Hart. So that's an interesting matchup, Nicky Winmar.
His hand pass into Burke. Best and fairest last year and All-Australian. Kick to centre half forward. Wakeman with one hand. An ex-South Australian. Backs through the pack. Gets rid of the hand pass. A chance here. Bardsley lost control of it. Sean Wren paddles forward. 33 is Wakeman. The whistle's gone and it'll be a free kick to Wren, who absolutely starred last week for the Crows and leads the league now in hit-outs. Away to Jamison, across the ground, and plenty of Crows out here. Maynard struggled to kick this one in. Only just. Floats one to McGuinness. McGuinness and Burke playing wide of each other so far. His hand pass to Ben Hart. Back to McGuinness. Possession football, the way the Crows love it. It's kicked to centre half forward. Modra! No mark this time. It's gathered down there by Carr, Alistair Carr. Up to centre wing, and Sirakoski, the son of Brian Sirakoski, the 66 premiership player, takes the mark in his first game. The kick to the 50, an awkward one. Everett was there, the umpire comes in, and he'll ball it up. The umpires today, James Van Beek, Greg Scroop, and Keith Callahan.
It's Robert Harvey, St Kilda's Robert Harvey being picked up by Adelaide captain Chris McDermott, and Michael Frost picking up Jarman.
Well, we had a look there at the weather conditions prevailing here in Melbourne this afternoon. We have been told that it's raining in Geelong, so maybe later on in the day we might receive some of that here at Waverley. Tap on by McGuinness didn't quite work. Winmar was pretty good, dragged down by Jarman, nearly taken away by Ben Hart. Jarman and Hart in dispute. Harvey not in dispute, gathers the ball, gets it to Nathan Burke. Nathan Burke's kick, pretty good. Mark is taken by O'Brien. O'Brien has been one of St Kilda's goal scorers this season.
Yeah, the leading goal kicker for St Kilda with 30 goals for the season, 30 goals 20. The next best is Tony Lockett, who's suspended for the next 2 weeks with 19.
He's kicking from 50 metres, not a bad kick. It's touched right on the line, and it's through for the first score of the game. That's a behind to Craig O'Brien. St Kilda, we believe, may have a slight advantage in this first quarter, going down to the right-hand end.
It's starting to rain a bit now too, Robbo. Light rain falling here at Waverley.
Well, I thought that we would have been lucky to get away with it during the day, but it's here pretty early. Wren jumps high. The ball held up a little bit. Free kick, and it may go back there to Harvey. Frost is number 24 for St Kilda, but it's Harvey having his third kick already in this match. Terrific player, Robert Harvey. It's essential that the Saints get their best players on the field, and the mark has been taken here by Vidovic, well within scoring distance.
Oh, very poor checking there by the Adelaide ruckman there in Sean Wren. He was going back into the goal square. All very well to do that, of course, and to assist the defenders, but he must be aware of his ruckman slotting into that centre-half forward area.
Well, Vidovic, with a slightly hesitant run-up, hits the post. So, second score for the Saints is another behind. Really should have scored there. He was not all that positive in his run-up. And the kick-in will be done by Scott Lee.
Just 5 games this year for Lee. Oh, Burke in front takes the mark. Now, Burke and McGuinness could have 50 touches each if they play wide of each other. Burke steers the pass to Everett, and Everett just inside the 50.
Everett is lined up at full forward, being picked up by Brett Chalmers. Shane Wakeland playing centre-half forward for St Kilda, being picked up by Rodney Jamison.
Peter Everett. The Saints have started well. They've had the only 2 scoring shots. Everett's kick for goal looks all right. No, just away to the right. Well, they've had all the play, but they've managed just 3 behinds. They bunch at centre-half back for the kick-in. Lee will be looking for somebody to peel off this. Graham Corns looks concerned. Anderson is the outrider, being chased by Bardsley. Anderson goes to the boundary line. So the Crows didn't keep possession, but they got it about 80 metres from goal.
Bernie, do you have any philosophies as to why Adelaide don't perform all that well over here?
I've got no idea, Robbo. It's just really hard to work out, but they did seem to certainly find some spirit last week, playing at home against Melbourne. It was their best performance they've put in for quite a while.
Well, a real struggle for possession at left half back for the Crows. The umpires picked the free kick out. We saw the record between these two sides just a moment ago on screen, and it's fairly level pegging. McGuinness with the football, kicks it down the wing. Ball bashed away. Dean Anderson couldn't quite get his foot to it. Nigel Smart gathers and then handballs away from Sirakoski and himself, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in.
Let's have a look at the odds. Crows 9-4 on, St Kilda 11-8 against. The Saints have lost their last 3, but they blew a big lead against Geelong to lose by 3 points 2 weeks ago. Here's a good smother. Frost. Disappointing kick. He slipped as he was delivering that kick. Shaw runs onto it. Damon Shaw, a long kick to the goal square. Everett's there. From the back, it comes down to Lee. Lee straight up the ground. Hart punches across to Maynard. Gets support from Jamison. Little left footer awkward. Tregenza. Up towards centre wing. Liptak outnumbered 2-1. Peckett should have grabbed that. Liptak. The hand pass is intercepted. And away go the Saints again through Carr. Up towards centre half forward. Wakeland at the back, but a terrific mark in front by Wellman.
And the handball away to Scott Lee. I think they're just a bit fancy, the Crows, at this stage.
Half their problem, Robbo. I think messing around too much.
And they may make them pay, the Saints. That's nearly a mark taken by O'Brien. The umpire called play on. Anderson pretty good. May have played a little bit of footy together at the Bombers, O'Brien and Anderson. And now a free kick is picked out, and it will go to the St Kilda smaller player, Craig O'Brien.
It's all very well when all this fancy stuff is coming off, but 3 costly turnovers almost for Adelaide around about half-back.
O'Brien's kick will land in the square. Up high was Everett, got his left hand to it, that goes over for a behind to the Saints.
We've had some boilovers this year, and this isn't beyond the realms of possibility.
Well, I don't think it'd be a boilover, to be quite honest with you. I can't believe that Adelaide are classified as 9-4 on.
No. Here's Everett.
Not in these conditions too, because the very slippery, greasy conditions here will make it tough for Adelaide schools.
Chalmers kick gathered by Smart. Back to Liptak. His kick to centre half forward. Here's a chance for the Crows. Tony Hall, welcome back today. He's on the 50. Little left footer. Modra.
Well, brilliant pass, wasn't it, from Tony Hall on the left boot?
If they play like that on the forward line, Modra's going to get plenty of chances.
There's the lead again from Tony Modra. Committed well and truly out in front of Shanahan. He's not an easy player to play on, Jamie Shanahan.
Well, the Saints have had all the play, haven't managed a goal. The Crows up forward once, and Modra's kick is away to the right from behind. So it's 4 behinds to 1.
I think it's going to be a bit tricky going up to that main scoreboard end of the ground. And the kick in has been taken by Shanahan. Oh, he could give it up. He has. It's gone out on the full. So the Crows have possession just forward of centre wing. It's Tregenza. A short kick. Intercepting there was Taylor on Wiedemann, and he knocks it over for a boundary throw-in. Left half forward for the Crows. St Kilda have kicked 4 behinds. Adelaide just 1 behind. Kicked a few moments ago by Tony Modra. Harvey tackled by Wiedemann. Handball Burke away to Peckett. Peckett's handball for Anderson. Well,
lazy handball, Robbo.
Well, it had to be spot on to give him a chance to break away, and it was.
Well, it's something that players at AFL football these days should be able to do. Just that hand pass on the chest. He wasn't under any sort of pressure.
Boundary throw in centre wing, taken by Burke, then by Jarman. McDermott. That's better. Into the path of the player that doesn't really have to change stride. The kick towards Modra. His opponent, Shanahan, was good with the pressure applied. Gets it back to Grant. Grant's kick into the centre has been marked by Anderson.
Dean Anderson away to Frost. Run down from behind by Hart. The kick to the 50. O'Brien off his chest. It goes to Shaw. Back to O'Brien. Jarman from behind. The kick off line. Wakeland and Wellman. 2 youngsters. Wellman does very well in his 8th game, and the pass is good to McDermott. Just forward of centre half back. Still no goals in the game. Jamison. Straight up the centre is good. Hall. Big fly but couldn't mark. McGuinness in front. His left footer is smothered. Knocked down into the path of Maynard. Liptak inside the 50. Back to Rodney Maynard. Offline with his kick. Well offline. And the ball out of bounds. And we'll have a throw in.
Looks like St Kilda making a change already. Wakeland coming off the ground. He did start at centre half forward.
And David Grant coming on for the Saints.
Well, he's done well. He's already got a kick off the interchange bench in my mind. It was Tim Beacon that got it before Drew. Nathan Burke now in the full-back area. Bounces, didn't quite come back to him. Then a short pass is pretty good. And now Grant will get the football, but he hand passes away to Burke. Burke down the wing, and the mark is taken down here by Frost. Well, that was rather casual. It's close to the line. It's been paid as a mark. Now he's being asked to play on, and he kicks a wobbly old punt kick, which really is no good for a forward.
And Tim Pekin did all the work. He ran down from half-back. He could have hand-passed over the top there. His opponent didn't follow him, and now Rashudo's on the other side of the ground, Tim Pekin's opponent.
Well, he's going to get a kick. Rashudo's on centre wing and kicks in towards half-forward. Not a bad pass because Hall had made good position there, and Tony Hall makes the mark look fairly simple in the finish. He goes short. Looks for Modra. Oh, look, that's a sign of a man not really confident. He would have lapped that up in days gone by, Tony Modra. And he dropped what looked to be a fairly straightforward mark.
Yep, there it is. I tell you what though, Robbo, it's not going to be easy. Still rain falling here at Waverley Park, and for the forwards, it's going to be a very tough afternoon, I would think.
Vidovic gets it down to Harvey. Here's Burke, who double palms it back to Winmar. Good hand pass by Winmar to Robert Harvey. Around Jarman he goes. St Kilda have started the game well, but haven't managed to score on the board. Wren takes the mark at centre wing. Away to Wellman. Wakeland moved off him already. Benched. Spoiled by Frawley on Smart. That was out. Umpire didn't agree with me. Vidovic. Taylor thrown over the boundary line.
Throwing the ball, I think, has been paid.
Yep. And it's a Crows free kick within scoring distance, and the breeze is mostly away from the broadcast side across to the other side. So he's not without a chance here. Man from Fish Creek. Right on the line. Oh, McGuinness snaps a goal. Well, that's amazing. St Kilda all the attack, and the Crows get the first goal.
Worth crowing about. I don't think the St Kilda box will be crowing about that one. Far too easy, that goal. There it is. Well, I don't know whether the St Kilda players were expecting the umpire to award.
I think they might
hitting the post. They hit the post. It must have been because they all stopped there, so it's hard to work out.
Adelaide have kicked a goal. Vidovic gets the ball clear of the centre for St Kilda. It's Maynard in the box seat, nearly tackled by Shaw. Away to Wellman, impressed with that young player, and he goes for the safety of the boundary line.
It's like been a fine acquisition, hasn't he, Sean Wellman, into that Adelaide defence. A bigger version of Ben Hart, slotted in either fullback or centre halfback. Very athletic player.
Vidovic and Wren, Maynard at the back, taken by Andrew Jarman, kick smothered off the boot, knocked forward by Nathan Burke. Then Shaw and Anderson combined, the kick into the pocket, really not to the advantage of anyone. Even if the player had have got it, the kick would have been difficult from that deep in that pocket. It goes over for another boundary throw-in.
I think the option there was Robert Harvey, the run of Robert Harvey. Infield would have been far better off if he could have slotted the hand pass over to him rather than trying to pass into the pocket.
Harvey with 9 possessions already, and it's noted that Schwert may have the job picking Harvey up now. Schwert, who started on the bench, now a congested area in the right forward pocket for St Kilda, and the umpire will bounce. Everett doing the ruck work up against Wren. Everett got his left hand to it, hooked it back. Nathan Burke off the ground, bouncing close to the line. Taken by Chalmers, he goes further down the boundary line. Bardsley's got a chance. Snapshot by Bardsley across his left shoulder, pretty good. He did get a score, but it was just one behind to the Saints. So Christian Bardley's first score, and St Kilda are 5 behinds, trailing the Crows, who are 1-1.
When you break from the huddle like Maynard did, it really opens it up for the team. Great play by the Crows.
Really, I don't think it's worthwhile playing man-on-man in that huddle situation. The zone defence has to be the way to go.
Now here's Wiedemann, up towards the 50. Hall trying to fight off his opponent. Carr did all right then. Grabbed by Liptak. His hand pass inboard. Pressure for you. Down goes Smart. Free kick.
high against Danny Frawley, playing at centre half back on Nigel Smart. And good to see Nigel Smart back in this Adelaide lineup. A very talented player. Was struggling a little bit for form before he was injured, but on his day, a wonderful player for the Crows.
I think you'd need to aim it slightly left. Well, he goes right, and it goes further right. And a mark taken by Vidovic, but nowhere near the full forward Modra. Vidovic across to Winmar. Crows struggling at the moment. St Kilda going well, but can't buy a goal. Oh, two players up against each other, and they've mucked it up. And now they've given away a free kick. Well, Maynard has been prominent. Back to Jamison. Straight up the middle, Rodney Jamison. St Kilda 2-1. Good mark, Lazar Vidovic.
Oh.
Poor hand pass. Now Harvey coming up now for his 10th possession. Away he goes to Peckett.
Well, that's what you've got to do. If you can't hit the target, at least get it to someone way out on his own. Peckett gets round past his opponent, kicks down towards the wing. Jarman skillfully. McGuinness nearly tackled by Burke, able to get the hand pass away to Tregenza. Tregenza now near the 50-metre line. High flyers, Wiedemann and Rashudo. Ball hits the ground. Tony Hall scrambling after it. He's got the football. Be lucky he didn't get penalised. Peckett tries to get it across to Kane Taylor. Now eventually Peckett's got the football back. Anderson it is now for St Kilda to kick it down towards the wing. At the back, Maynard. Ball spills for Wren. Dispossessed. Ball back to Jarman. Andrew Jarman. In short for Smart. Leaves it behind. Little kick by Frawley was advantageous for Burke. Burke's kick in towards centre half forward. At the back. No mark taken by Jamison. Wellman under pressure. Ball spills now for Anderson. He couldn't control it. And surely the umpire will have to bounce at centre half forward for St Kilda. Adelaide 1-1 leads St Kilda 5 behinds.
At the wide open expanses of Waverley Park in Melbourne on a winter's day, drizzling rain still. Tough for the Crows to try and win in Melbourne for the first time this year. Hurriedly boot to ball was Grant. Chance for St Kilda here. Throwing himself out at Harvey. Just as well he turned up. Little hand pass came back from Chalmers to Wren. Jamison beats the tackle of Shaw too easily. Kick by Jamison. Just over centre wing. Chest mark to Peckett. 4.5 minutes to go to quarter time.
Too slow Peckett. Sirakoski, now he gets it to him.
And with a bit of a juggle, he finally takes it. David Sirakoski. To Frawley, who's come up. Smart went with him. McGuinness. He and Burke approaching 10 possessions each. The hand pass hauled to Tregenza. Modra going back towards the goal square. Tregenza inside the 50. Goes for the goal himself, but it was way to the right. And out of bounds for a throw-in.
Change for St Kilda. Clint Shaw coming on. First gamer for St Kilda, and off is Damon Shaw.
And I believe that young player who's just taken his place on the field, Clinton Shaw, 3 weeks ago played with the Southern Stingrays.
That's a pretty good effort, isn't it?
My word. Ruck work being done in the forward pocket for the Crows. Lip tack. McGuinness caught by Burke. Well, that was a pretty good tackle.
And I thought he had a chance there, Robbo, so maybe a little bit unlucky, St Kilda, that they didn't get that free kick.
That's going to be a bit of fun.
Yeah,
that
well,
Burke's had 9
kick.
possessions and McGuinness has had 8.
Well, it goes to Peckett. Peckett's in the left back pocket. He kicks out towards the wing. Frawley and Schwert. Schwert's still a chance. Got his hands on the footy. Couldn't break clear. And a bounce will take place just forward of centre wing. It's nearly up to half forward for Adelaide. They've kicked the goal. That was Tony McGuinness. Winmar shrugs the tackle from Ben Hart. Kicking towards the centre. The bounce fickle for the players near the ball there. One of them was Wellman. He's going to get a second chance. Oh, desperately tackled and brilliantly done by Bardsley. Brought him down. The ball spills now for Anderson. Dean Anderson goes for goal. It covers the player in the square. Anderson, it's goal to St Kilda. Dean Anderson kicks the Saints' first goal and they lead by 4 points.
There's good running play by Dean Anderson, playing on the wing against Simon Tregenza. There's a wonderful tackle over there. We're forcing the ball to spill to the ground. Terrific hand pass by David Grant. There's the run of Anderson from the 50-metre line. His opponent, Tregenza, had a chance at the other end and kicked abysmally, and Dean Anderson showed him how to do it.
Just under 3 minutes to quarter time, so still time left for the Saints to get a bit of value out of this breeze. Winmar around the corner, out towards centre wing. Fregenza drops the mark. Spills to Maynard. Little short pass, good pick up by Wren. The hand pass back to Tregenza. Schwert, 60 metres out, goes long. Shanahan gets back and rushes it through for a behind.
I hope I wasn't being rude there before, but was that Bardsley that applied that?
I think it was
tackle?
Bardsley. It was a magnificent effort.
I mean, that doesn't go in the stats much, does it?
No,
Anderson
not really.
kicks the goal, but he set it up.
The timing of it, wasn't it? The timing was absolutely perfect.
Exactly.
Actually, in about the first 4 minutes of the game, Sirakoski in his first game laid a fantastic tackle. Didn't get mentioned in the call. It mightn't even get mentioned in the stats, but just a little thing there from a first gamer. It was great stuff.
Very important stuff for their confidence too.
Fregenza breaks free on centre wing. Hall leads the race and marks on his chest. Breeze perhaps at his back from this side of the ground, but he's a long way out.
Yeah, too far, I would think, to score, Drew.
Aims it left. It comes back a bit. Modra climbed off hands. Rashudo kicks the goal. The 2 goals the Crows have kicked have both been similar situations like that from the goal square.
Yeah, there's situations where really the defence of St Kilda or the ruckman, whoever, they need to be back there and thump the ball through for a rush behind. Here it is brought back into the field of play again, and very simply the player waiting at the bottom of the pack there, Rashudo, has no trouble finishing it off, and really the St Kilda defence needs a bit of look at itself at the moment, because they're really not doing the job.
Adelaide have kicked 2 goals, St Kilda have kicked 1, and a free kick has been picked in the centre square. It'll go to St Kilda. Harvey receiving from Vidovic. Harvey goes down towards the forward pocket area, looking there for Grant. It's punched away by Wellman. Crumbs could be picked off there by Bardsley, and he's helped over the boundary line by Maynard. So we'll have a throw in about 60 metres around from the St Kilda goal. Wren, Frost. Wren takes it out of the air. Frost the tackle. Grant, little kick. Burke, Harvey, couldn't get through. McGuinness dispossessed by Harvey. Jarman quickly onto the boot. In towards the centre. No mark there. Peckett. Frost. Winmar off that left foot skillfully. And very well done. Saw O'Brien and kicked it straight to him. O'Brien is 50 metres out. He's had his 3rd shot from that area. This kick right to the goal line. It's kicked off the ground by Grant. It might be a goal. It is. Well, David Grant's quick thinking there results in a St Kilda goal. You can put it down to, well, whatever. But it's a goal.
What do you mean?
Let's have a look at it again. A bit of luck, do you think, Robbo? But
A little bit of luck.
We see the same sort of situation as happened the other end. The ruckman there, Sean Wren, kept it in the play, which is the worst thing you can possibly do in that situation. The players must thump it through for a rush behind.
Just under a minute left. Vidovic wins in the middle. Sirakoski caught by Rashudo. Holding the ball, says the umpire. Free kick to the Crows. Saints leading by 3 points. Frawley gets in front to knock the ball to ground. Ben Hart, still 19 years of age, twice All-Australian. The kick for Modra. Hall at the back. And Liptak trying to rove it. Peckett, well done. Walking the ball out of defence. Harvey taps for Frawley. Should have taken possession then. Trouble for Pekin. They'll force a ball up, and with the clock ticking down, that might be enough for the Saints.
Peckett's had 8 possessions for St Kilda.
That one wasn't a great one. That hand pass to a stationary player.
Bad option.
60 metres out, 3 seconds left. Be tough to score from here. And there it is. It's quarter time here at Waverley. The Saints had the breeze and most of the play, but their lead is only 3 points, 2-5 to 2-2.
For a full review of today's game, join the Sports World panel tomorrow on 7.
A 3-point lead to St Kilda at quarter time. They haven't won for a month. 2-5-17 to 2-2-14. The goal scorers David Grant and Dean Anderson, and for the Crows, McGuinness and Rasciuto. Now, viewers in Adelaide will be getting a replay of Geelong and West Coast following this live telecast from Football Park. So if you don't wish to know the score at quarter time, look away now. And in other games, apart from that one, Melbourne against Richmond. And there's the score at quarter time, with the Demons leading by a point. Lyon and Lovell have kicked goals, and Edwards and Rogers for Richmond. And in the game between Footscray and Fitzroy, the Bulldogs, great start, 6-6 to 1-1. Grant has kicked 3 goals, that's Chris Grant, and Wheeldon has kicked the goal for Fitzroy. Delray playing at fullback on him. And talking of the Grants, David Grant here kicked a goal in the first quarter. Let's have a look at it. Was it a goal, Bernie?
Well, it was given a goal to, we think, David Grant. He takes it off the pack. Let's see whether he actually got his boot to it. I'm sure he didn't, and Everett was over the line, so a little bit of controversy there. I'm sure that shouldn't have been awarded a goal, but the big congregation of players made it very difficult for the goal umpire to make a decision.
Second quarter about to get underway here at Waverley. St Kilda leading by 3 points, but Adelaide have the breeze in this second term. Clean possession taken by Frost. His kick goes nowhere, but off the ground he gains about 30 metres. Awkward half volley for Grant. Might have been a dubious goal in the first quarter. Kicked by Grant round the corner. Winmar. Oh, Bardsley charges at it on the turn. Kicks a great goal.
Well, just a start St Kilda needed. They extend their lead to 9 points here, just after, well, 40 seconds into the second term. Here we see Bardsley, the former North Melbourne player, sprinting onto the ball brilliantly. Great attack on the ball from the St Kilda forward. And good to see the St Kilda player can complete his work there, finishing it off with that very good kick at goal.
Well, I wonder whether that was good work by Winmar in allowing Bardsley to come streaming through there, but the ball flowing with Winmar. Bardsley, the goal kicker. Ball down to Jarman. He can't get clear. Eventually gets the hand pass out. It's Sirakoski. The free kick is coming back to the centre, where it was a free kick to Andrew Jarman. Well, the Crows don't mess around. They get the ball to Jamison, and Jamison, who's a good kick of the football, goes straight down the ground. Nearly the mark taken down there by Rasciuto.
Free kick.
And there's a kick being paid to Peckett, is it? No.
Yeah, too high. The umpire indicating.
Peckett, the recipient of the free kick, he gets it across to Harvey. Harvey wider for Carr. Carr a lumbering type, but he's able to get the handball away for Kane Taylor. Kane Taylor has a look upfield. Nearly went short, but then kicked it in towards the middle of the ground where Harvey has taken the mark.
Courageous mark too, Robbo, running with the flight of the ball.
He's had a few possessions. That's 13 already. Dean Anderson is on the end of the pass. He's at half forward. The short pass pretty good, and Everett marks. And I would suggest that Everett would be within scoring distance. He's about 30 metres out, perhaps a little closer, so he should kick the distance.
Yes, on the lead. It was excellent play, starting with Harvey, that mark running with the flight of the ball.
Peter Everett for his first goal. Very slow and deliberate. Looks pretty good. It's a goal. So St Kilda get the first 2 goals of the second term and skip away to a 15-point advantage. They lead 4-5 to 2-2.
Yeah, there's a mark again from Robert Harvey. Jarman just allowing Harvey to take that mark a little bit too easily. And away goes Robert Harvey. Great pass to Dean Anderson, playing on the wing on Simon Tregenza. The Adelaide players not really manning up well enough there. And Everett on the lead. Terrific mark out in front of his body.
Well, that's a real setback for the Crows. St Kilda getting the first 2 goals into the breeze in this second term. Wren facing Vidovic at the centre bounce. Can't give either the points for that one. Comes St Kilda's way now. Peckett back to Burke. His kick clears the centre square. Well done by Grant. Conceding some ground to Pekin. His left-footer to centre half forward. Chance for the Saints again. O'Brien. Good mark. Great mark on Anderson.
There's good use of the body there, and also excellent work from Tim Pekin. That left foot centering kick, playing on half-back flank. Tim Pekin on mark for Rasciuto. Let's see, that body on body, Anderson just kept out of the contest.
Grant's been all right since coming off the bench too, give them something at centre half forward.
Going for the torpedo by the looks of things. No, he's short pass.
Oh, the short pass was an absolute shocker. Frost, 24, gets rid of the hand pass. Wellman over the ball. Haven't forced the ball up yet. McGuinness. Dean Anderson. Can someone get a kick here? Well, the umpires put the whistle away. Frost, a high ball out towards the pocket. Bardsley and Lee. And shepherded over by Jamieson for a throw-in. And this is about 40 metres around from the behind post. Well, the Saints have come out like a rocket at the start of this second term, and the Crows have their work cut out. St Kilda 29-14.
Wren gets the ball at the back there from Everett and kicks it back near the wing. Peckett and Liptak. Harvey back to Peckett. Peckett back to Robert Harvey. Harvey holding onto the football, tries to get it to Frost, but Vidovic may have to chip in. McDermott, now Liptak. Andrew Jarman away for Tregenza. Now the Crows are on the run. Tregenza's kick across the half-forward line, and the mark has been taken by Rashudo. Goes in short, into the pocket. Good lead, not a bad pass, and Modra's marked. Well within scoring distance.
There's good lead from Tony Modra. Great kick from Mark Rashudo. Playing at half-forward, being picked up by Tim Pekin.
He's not bad on
Tony
the forward
Modra
line.
from around about the 50-metre mark.
Well, I think to get an idea of where the wind is blowing from, perhaps at Tony Modra's back on that occasion. And the kick astray to the right-hand side and through for one behind. So that's two behinds to Tony Modra. Adelaide's goals coming from McGuinness and Rashudo. And for St Kilda, Grant, Everett, Anderson and Bardsley.
Here's Nathan Burke. 11 disposals for him. And on the chest of Carr, Alistair Carr, who once was on Essendon's list. Originally from South Bendigo. Up over centre wing. Smart paddles towards the boundary line, and the ball goes out of play. 4-5 St Kilda, 2 goals, 3 Adelaide. Vidovic and Wren. They lean into each other, and there has been a free kick. The umpire has gone to the casino for that one, played 2 up, and has come out with St Kilda free, so it wasn't the ruckman.
I agree with you, Drew. I don't know where he plucked that from.
So it wasn't the ruckman. It was taken by Damon Shaw. Centre half forward, Smart and Winmar. David Grant can't beat the tackle. Boot to ball though, and the mark to Anderson.
So he did well to get his boot to that, didn't he, David Grant? He was tackled by 2 Adelaide players, Jamieson and Wellman, and still managed somehow to get the ball to boot.
Dean Anderson kicked a great running goal in the first quarter, and here he is, chance for his second. That was well done by David Grant. Grant 7 possessions, and Anderson 2 goals. .20 lead to the Saints.
Yes, the first 3 goals in their second quarter going to St Kilda. As we have a look at some replay again, David Grant, who certainly has given St Kilda a lift since being moved to half forward from the interchange bench. Interesting tussle there between Winmar and Ben Hart. There's the tackle from Wellman. And I'll tell you what, that was very well done from David Grant to be able to get that ball to his boot.
Oh, Vidovic doing a pretty good job in the ruck for St Kilda, up against one of the stars of the competition. Now Anderson again. His kick into the forward pocket. The mark is taken by Everett. Well, St Kilda have got the run on.
Anderson well on top, Robbo, on that wing on Simon Tregenza.
I've been very impressed with Vidovic because Wren is an exceptional player for the Crows.
Adelaide about to make a change. David Brown warming up on the interchange.
Here's Everett. He's kicked 1. This will be a difficult task. It'll land in the square and Wren gets back and takes the safe chest mark. That's Peter Everett now with Sean Wren in the back pocket for the Crows. They've kicked just 1 behind so far in this second term. And we're assessing that the breeze may be slightly at their back in this second term. That kick disappointing from Sean Wren. And it goes over for a boundary throw in around about 50 metres from the St Kilda goal. Perhaps a little further. It's about 60 metres around from the Saints goal. Peter Everett and Sean Wren who contest this boundary throw in. Wren at the back, gets his hands to it. Jarman dragged to the ground by Frost. Maynard shrugs the tackle, gets the handball away for Tregenza. Tregenza blindly down towards the forward line, but the good mark is taken by Rashudo. Rashudo, who did pretty well last week against the Demons over at Football Park. Kicking towards full forward. Hall's got it. Tackled by Carr. Ball spills now for Liptak. Liptak goes for goal. Hooks the kick right to the line. Shanahan and Modra. Goes over for a behind to Adelaide, kicked by Matthew Liptak.
And coming off for Adelaide is Stephen Schwert, or is it Red Chalmers? Maybe Chalmers coming off and Pittman going on, and Brown also still waiting to take his place.
Brown's been warming up to come on, but it'll freeze out there. Been standing on the boundary line for 5 minutes. Oh, top mark by Vidovic. Back he goes to Burke. 13 possessions for Burke. Harvey left it behind him. Hart caught by Anderson. The ball out of bounds, but holding the ball, says the field umpire, and the free kick goes to Dean Anderson.
Dean Anderson coming up for kick number 9. Here it is again. Ben Hart, the tackle about to be. He saw it coming, tried to get around him, gone.
Anderson from just behind the wing to half forward. Jarman from behind punches. Frost up to the 50. David Grant runs onto it well, but can't keep the ball in. Well, you can't recognise St Kilda today. Last week they were flogged by Carlton by 80 points. A couple of weeks ago beaten by Melbourne, 3 weeks ago by 74. And, well, you'd like to be on them at the moment, the way they're playing. They lead by 19. And the Crows floundering in Melbourne again. McDermott, a very high ball. Brown finally got on the ground and takes the mark.
Yes, he's replaced Liptak.
Well done by David Brown. He's at right half back, kicks it out towards the wing. The ball will sit for McGuinness. McGuinness has got a little bit of space in front and behind, looking to get onto that left foot. Then he chips it in short, and the mark is taken by Smart. Back to McGuinness. He's caught, well caught by Shaw. That was Damon Shaw, but the ball spilt for Rashudo. At the back, that could be a free kick against.
Has to be a free kick. And also coming off for Adelaide, so obviously Graham Corn's very worried about the performance so far in their second quarter. Is Chris McDermott, who's been replaced by Stephen Schwert.
McDermott, 1 kick, 5 handballs.
Vidovic again, starring away to Anderson. Anderson looks to get the hand pass further afield to Peckett. He's going to get run down, but he's able to get his left foot to it. Out in front of Nathan Burke. Schwert bearing down. Not Schwert, it was Maynard, and deemed as holding on there. Rodney Maynard against Nathan Burke, and Burke will take the free kick on centre wing. Goes in short. All right too. Frost has taken the mark. Couldn't get it back to Burke. No. Yes, he will now. He can go wider still, but he decides to throw it on his boot. Goes down the ground. And it's against Brown for dumping Burke after he got rid of the football.
It's always going to be dangerous. The first one certainly wasn't on. There it is, and David Brown a little bit
crude too, wasn't it?
Very crude.
Bardsley making a contest of it. Knock it on. No. Vidovic again. Wide for Tim Pekin. Pekin into an open goal. Oh, it's on the line. It might have been touched. No, it's a goal. So St Kilda, through Tim Pekin, get their 6th goal, and they lead now by 25 points.
Tim Pekin playing across half-back on Mark Prosciutto. There's a big fella, Vidovic, who's had a big impact on the game in the second quarter, getting the hand pass over to Tim Pekin. And Anderson just not able to get back there, but well, Mark Prosciutto must really defend as well as attack, because Pekin's got away on a couple of occasions.
Vidovic, 5 marks, 9 possessions, and he's winning the hit-outs, although he loses this one to Wren, who finds McGuinness. Long kick McGuinness. Free kick Modra this time. And the Crows still looking for their first goal of the quarter.
Indicated there that Shanahan was holding on to Modra's Guernsey.
This is a wind-assisted quarter, so they need to get on target, the Crows. 40 metres out, Tony Modra. has got his first.
Well, they certainly needed that one, because as you can see from the scoreboard, Adelaide getting right away there in this second quarter. That previously they kicked, you see Brown just a little bit late there on Nathan Burke, but previously Adelaide had kicked the 5 goals before that answering goal there from Tony Modra. So they really do need to get a shuffle on a bit, the Crows.
You've probably seen worse than that.
Oh yeah, there was not a lot in that.
Well, the ball back in the centre, there's Sean Wren up against Vidovic again, and they've had a pretty good contest. It's taken away by Bardsley. A quick kick, should be, and is marked very well in the finish by Wellman. Wellman plays on and kicks it down towards half forward. At the back, Smart and Frawley. Ball spills now for Carr. McGuinness is there, but it's taken by Wren. Looking to get the hand pass away to Tregenza. Back to McGuinness. The 2 number 11s. Anderson bearing down. Peckett leaves it behind. Tony Hall tries to get it to Brown. Bardsley good in the contest. Peckett leaves it behind. Tony Hall pretty good in there too. And the umpire forced to bounce just inside the 50-metre area for the Crows. 6-5 plays 3-4. And Bernie, interesting stats there, the handballs for both sides.
Well, we thought Adelaide was messing around with the ball, but look at that. It's at St Kilda 46 to 51, and completely dominating the second quarter, St Kilda so far.
Tim Pekin gets a little kick out of there. Andrew Jarman to Schwert. Schwert quickly onto the left foot, kicks it in towards half forward. And backing himself was Carr, he had to. Waiting for that was disaster. He gets the kick away, straight past Anderson. It slides over for another boundary throw in, but certainly out of the danger zone temporarily for the Saints.
Just under 9 minutes remaining to half-time. Light rain still falling at Waverley. In fact, a little bit heavier than it's been earlier in the game. St Kilda by 19 points. Here's Peckett. Very high ball. Tregenza waited, and Shaw met him front on. And will take the free kick. Damon Shaw.
Bardsley having a run on the ball for St Kilda, picking up with Tony McGuinness and Nathan Burke now in the forward pocket.
Centre wing, up goes Grant. No mark. Bardsley. Wren paddles the ball. Here's Hart. Support from Maynard. The rain a bit heavier. Kicked by Maynard, short of half forward. Hall. He's a beautiful mark in any conditions, Tony Hall. Rasciuto. Top tackle there. And the hand pass went behind Smart. He had to go back to gather it. Smart's kicked wide for Modra. Wet ball. Lee off the ground. Kicks it behind.
Scott Lee in the picture. His first score. Little kick by Taylor into the right back pocket where Shanahan is marked. So the Saints saw Shanahan's kick as a bit of an up and under. Gets out near Pekin, but Tregenza on the scene knocks it over for a throw-in. Well, now that the rain has been quite steady for a little while, we thought the conditions were tricky earlier. Well, certainly very, very difficult now. Vidovic and Wiedemann. Vidovic gets his left hand to it. It's taken by Schwert. Schwert's kick has been marked by Rasciuto.
Actually, Robbo, the rain wouldn't be any advantage to St Kilda and disadvantage to the Crows, because I can't remember a wet day this season.
No, that's true. We've been pretty lucky, actually. The last few winters have been reasonable, haven't they? Well, Rasciuto would certainly be a chance to score from here. He's going to have to kick the ball 50 metres plus. Well, it's a good kick. Not quite the accuracy. Just grazes the outside. When I say the outside, it was probably the behind side of the post. So at best, it was going to be always a point. 3-6 Adelaide, 6-5 St Kilda. And the only multiple goal scorer on the ground so far is Dean Anderson, who's kicked 2 goals for the Saints. Contested centre-half back. Vidovic dragged down by Schwert. Vidovic gets it further afield. There's a free kick to St Kilda, and it'll go back to Anderson. And he's at left half back for the Saints. He's got a player on the wing on his own. It's Pekin, and he can still get it to him. He's still here with a few metres to spare.
Come on.
And he ignores it and goes wider and down to a one-on-one where it's Nathan Burke and Tony McGuinness. McGuinness bumped off the football by Pekin. Winmar's little handball through to Burke. Burke gets past, then handballs further afield. Chance for St Kilda, that was Clinton Shaw. He's been penalised for throwing the ball, so the free kick will go to Adelaide to be taken by Maynard.
Jarman. Oh, kick straight onto the chest of Vidovic. Poor kick by Andrew Jarman.
Inexcusable.
Robert Harvey just knocking up, getting the ball. 16 possessions. Half forward, O'Brien's there. Almost a good mark. Now he's buried, and the umpire's going to ball that up.
He was lucky he dragged that back in when he fell over. That's a risk.
Yeah, well, Pittman sat right on top of it and really just needed to stand there and grab the Guernsey.
The umpire wants a bit of room here so he can ball it up. Pittman and Frost. Pittman to Jarman.
That's a free kick to Andrew Jarman, isn't it? Against Frost.
What are you saying? He was grabbed before he had the ball, Robbo?
Well, he didn't have control of the ball, and Frost is all over him, nearly had his arm around his neck.
Let's have a look at it again. Caught underneath him. Maybe he was deemed to be in possession there by the umpire. That's the only thing that could have saved him.
Anyway, so the umpire balled it up. The Crows with a little kick. Gained some meterage up short of centre wing. 5 3/4 minutes to half time. Surprisingly, St Kilda leading 6-5 to 3-6.
Well, the player in the picture there, Lazar Vidovic, doing a sterling job for the Saints, and he takes the ball out of the air once again and gets it to Nathan Burke. Oh, terrific stuff by Burke, running with the flight of the ball and then delivers to O'Brien, and that was the play of the day so far. O'Brien has the football. He's a little concerned, obviously, about the distance, but he's going to take a shot from 50 metres. Not a bad kick, gets the distance, but not the accuracy, and through for his third behind. Graham Corns issuing instructions down to the bench. St Kilda lead by 18 points as Scott Lee kicks into the far side of the ground. Pretty good too. He finds Jamison, and Rod Jamison will have to go back and kick over the man on the mark, who on this occasion is Craig O'Brien. So just holding up play, St Kilda defenders. Jamison's kick goes down the wing where the mark is taken by Wellman. Wellman plays on. Wakelin is back on the ground, maybe at the expense of Carr, is it?
Yeah, Carr off for St Kilda.
And this is young Clinton Shaw for the Saints. Just a youngster. He's kicked into the centre of the ground. Vidovic.
Had a good quarter, Robbo, Vidovic.
It's got to be his best game ever that I've seen him play.
7 marks.
He kicks high in towards half forward. Winmar nearly free kick.
Courage there shown by Robert Harvey going back with the flight of the ball. I think he was awarded for a push in the back.
Well, the football with Robert Harvey on the right point of the square.
Here's kick to the 50, and outside the 50 actually is Pekin. And from that side of the ground, he wouldn't score from there. Into the breeze and in wet conditions. Kick by Tim Pekin. It's 20 metres short. And the big fella gets back there for the Crows. Sean Wren takes the mark. 4 marks to him and 11 disposals. Now here's Schwert from half-back flank. Towards the... Here's Vidovic again.
They're picking him out. It's unbelievable.
Well, Bernie, I've made this statement last night. The number of times you see a player in the clear kick into the opposition, straight to the opposition.
That's 8 marks to Vidovic, and we've still got 3.5 minutes to half-time.
Here we go, messing around again at half-back Adelaide. That's their downfall.
Wellman gets them out of trouble. Greg Anderson, a kick towards centre wing. Maynard giving chase. Laser Vidovic after him. Drags him to the ground. Professional free kick.
Good effort, Vidovic. He knew he was gone.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, good effort.
You saw him lumbering from about 30
He had no hope. He had no hope once he was around him. A very good effort by Vidovic.
But that's what wins games. That spirit wins games of football. Well, the Adelaide side maybe wasting opportunities. The ball is with Nigel Smart. Probably too far out to score, but he bombs away towards the goal square. Nearly a mark to Shanahan. Modra couldn't quite get his foot to it. Carr will come away with the footy. Carr's little left foot kick. Gee, they need to gather this. It's Bardsley. Run down. Well tried by Wiedemann. Throwing the ball, so Wiedemann will receive the free kick. Maybe a little fortunate, but Bardsley, in attempting to crash through, was always a risk of being penalised. That tackle, I thought, was a little bit high.
Well, that was my call, Robbo. I said too high as soon as I saw that tackle there coming from Wiedemann.
Wiedemann certainly within scoring distance. He goes high and kicks the goal. So in the finish, not a bad kick by Wayne Wiedemann for Adelaide's 4th goal. They still trail the Saints by 12 points, and believe it or not, kick a goal and you go to the sin bin.
Yeah,
Wiedemann's off.
There's that tackle again, Robbo. Definitely high, that right hand on Bardsley's right shoulder. And that is a very good kick though from Wiedemann. His stats have been pretty ordinary though. Light on 1 mark, 3 kicks, and no handballs to Wayne Wiedemann. Liptak on for Adelaide.
Wiedemann kicked the goal and straight away went to the interchange bench, replaced by Liptak. Jarman out of the middle, diving mark by Smart. And that was Smart. And a last hurrah here by the Crows could nearly have them in front by half-time.
He kicks the ball enormous distances, Nigel Smart, so not without a chance here from about 60 metres.
Aiming it slightly right. It's going left. Man in front, good mark taken by Carr. Playing just his 3rd game. He's got Dean Anderson, 30 metres in the clear. Now Frost, also 30 in the clear. Up on centre wing is Danny Frawley, 10 in the clear. Good play by the Saints.
Go back to Anderson. Oh, Danny.
Well, Danny kicked it long towards the 50. Big climb at the back, no mark. Now it's a 50-50 ball. The whistle's gone, and an Adelaide free kick.
I just can't work out why he wouldn't give that over, Robbo.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Had the chance.
Wellman's kick out wide. Maynard. Oh, overrun there by Wakeland. Grabbed by Lee. His kick towards half forward. Wet and slippery ball now. Socket off the ground by Smart. Too far. Out of bounds on the foot.
Nigel Smart on the mark. Free kick to Danny Frawley. We've got a minute left in the first half, and St Kilda would do well to hang on to their advantage that they hold at the moment. The ball spills to the back. Nearly taken there by young Cliftonshaw. Now Winbar. Is the advantage with the Saints? No.
Well, why not?
The ball will come back.
Wiedemann must have received his message because he's warming up to come on again.
Clayton Shaw goes in short. The mark is taken for St Kilda by Sirakoski. He gets it to Taylor. Taylor up to the goal front. St Kilda mark at the back.
Whoa.
Well done.
And caught the knee there.
Good mark in the finish. It looks like O'Brien. And the umpire quickly on the scene. So St Kilda will retain the footy. And is it a 50-metre penalty?
Well, I think this is merited, Robbo, because I don't know whether Pittman needed to get back and do this. Is it the mark? Pittman over the top and putting the knees in, and 50-metre penalty, and I think it was justified.
Well, that makes an absolute Monty of it. O'Brien from the square gets St Kilda's 7th goal. So in the analysis of the game so far, that's an important goal because it gives St Kilda an 18-point break right on half-time, and you would think that Adelaide would do very well if they could score in the remaining half a minute.
There's a big quarter by the Saints, and there's Pittman going over the top, and I don't think he did all that much to try to avoid O'Brien. So we give the umpire a pat on the back for that decision, I think, anyway.
St Kilda 5 goals to 2 in this second quarter. Just 30 seconds left. Vidovic wins in the middle again, and it's a St Kilda free kick.
Sharma's doing the ruck work now for Adelaide.
Hit outs are 14 to 10 in favour of St Kilda, and it's coming back to Lazer Vidovic again. His stats: 8 marks, 7 kicks, 6 handballs, and winning the hit outs. Which is not a bad half of football for a big bloke in the wet. The kick towards centre half forward. Frawley at the back. No, it wasn't Frawley, but anyway, the mark not accepted. St Kilda free kick, and the frees are 15 to 13 in favour of St Kilda. Sirakoski takes it. Chance for a last-minute goal, but no, the mark taken by Maynard. 3 seconds left. That should do it for the Crows. And there's the siren for half-time. A quarter won by St Kilda. And during that quarter, St Kilda kicked 5 goals 1 and Adelaide kicked 2 goals 4. And so it's a pretty handy break at half-time to the Saints. Against all predictions. They were long odds against, and the Crows odds on for this game, and they're getting a bit of a surprise. So their attempts to win in Melbourne are still struggling a little bit, but still an hour of football to go. Half-time here at Waverley, St Kilda 7-6, Adelaide 4-6.
Round 8 of the touring cars at Malala in South Australia. Tomorrow on 7.
Mate? Yeah, why not?
Anderson, what you doing?
A 3-goal lead to St Kilda at half-time, 7-6-48 to 4 goals 6-30. The only goal scorer who's kicked more than one for the game is Dean Anderson of St Kilda, and he has kicked 2 goals.
This match is part of the Fosters' 1994 AFL Premiership season.
Well, Bernie, I suppose in a season of surprises, is this so much of a surprise?
Well, I suppose when you look at Adelaide's record, Drew, it really isn't a surprise because they come over to Melbourne and they look a completely different side. I did the game last week in Adelaide when the Adelaide Crows looked a complete team. They teamed well at half-back, they moved the ball beautifully. Today they've been messing around, they've gone back into their Melbourne mode and they're just not producing.
And it's not as though St Kilda have 40,000 fans all screaming and baying?
No, it's a very dreary, damp old day here at Waverley Park, and the conditions that probably suit the real scrappers. And Adelaide probably more suited to the open, free-flowing game, which they cannot get going here this afternoon at Waverley.
Chris McDermott, one of the leading possession winners in the competition over the last few years, benched.
Off the ground, and their midfielders really aren't doing enough. Tregenza's struggling against Anderson. McDermott off the ground, as he said. Jarman's playing on Michael Frost. He's got a few stats, Jarman, but what's he done with them? Absolutely nothing. He's kicked them to the opposition every time. And also McGuinness started off all right, but he's really started to fade out of the game also.
And Modra, the prolific goal scorer, he's just going at the moment. One goal, but not getting a bundle of goals. The delivery of the ball, not the same from midfield as he's used to.
No, I'd expect, I've played plenty of times out here at Waverley on cold winters afternoons with the rain drizzling down. It's really suited to the backman. And
you want to be home in front of the fire.
Exactly. Shanahan will be rubbing his hands together in glee when he saw the weather conditions here at Waverley. So it's very tough today for the forwards, any forwards. So Modra can be excused, I think, for only having one goal against his name at half-time.
Yeah, but let's take a look at some statistics from the first half. In fact, these are the stats for the second quarter, and you can see how well the Saints went.
Yes, well, almost 20 more kicks. Vidovic certainly dominated that term, and in the end Chalmers was thrown into the ruck, but 24 marks to 18. Free kicks also in St Kilda's favour. Tackles slightly in favour of the Crows. Centre breaks even there, so really I think the use of the ball was about the only thing that made the difference. Adelaide, so many times they turned it over at half back. They must realise that in these very wet, drizzly conditions, a long kick is by far the better than putting a player under the hammer with a short hand pass that doesn't really hit the target.
Now, I've seen this one of Nathan Burke. Brown, just not long before that, had come off the bench. Not too much in that, but did give away the 50.
Yes, he got there a little bit late. That's all.
All right, well, interesting to see the Adelaide skipper, Chris McDermott, taken to the bench in the second quarter. So we'll have plenty of time to pause and spend some time with him. Instead of that, we'll spend just a minute.
A fella called Ralphie Sewer who used to play for Woodville. Well, being a Woodville supporter, I was a little bit against Graham Corns. He used to play for Glenelg in those days. Gilligan's Island used to be my favourite TV show many years ago. Yeah, Mully Grubs, Channel 10, 10 o'clock, shocker. Bone, and mainly to do with the large bone in the middle of my face. Now a Toyota, thanks to the great sponsors of the club. Previously, a few old bombs and a few old taxis that Dad used to leave behind. Sean Wren. Only Wren will be able to tell you why. Stephen Kernahan. And I know you won't, Stephen.
Evans, who's good around the packs. Clever kick to find Hines.
Repeating the score here at Waverley, St Kilda surprising the Crows and leading 7-6-48 to 4 goals 6-30. The Crows with the job ahead of them in the second half. Well, 3 other games being played in Victoria today. The match of the round is being played at Cardinia Park, where Geelong are taking on the West Coast Eagles. Let's take a look at some highlights of the first half.
Gary Hocking kicks towards the pocket. Adelaide comes on the lead. Can he get there in time? Spilt the mark. The hand pass came across from Tudor back to Adelaide, about 35 metres from goal. Good looking attempt. I think he's got it.
He has.
Goal.
The Eagles make a few metres. Kemp goes off the ground, kicks to the edge of the square. Comes to Heady. Now Lewis. McIntosh should be able to score from 40 metres out directly in front. He has done it. He's kicked a goal. Stephen Hocking again. Right on the edge of the 50-metre line. Stoneham. Oh, excellent hand pass to Hickmott. Ablett! Has he taken the mark? The umpire says yes. So Ablett for his second. The umpire doesn't move. He's got it. Bairstow. Scott with speed away from Kemp. Kicks to half forward. Tudor takes the mark. Gets it going quickly. Ablett backing back. Lets it go. Goal! He's kicked it.
Kicks it down towards the 50, going back with great courage down there was Scott. Loose ball, an opportunity for Evans. Confronted there by Cole, but taken by McIntosh. He snaps. It's another goal for the Eagles. They're in front. Well, McKenna off the ground, inside the 50. Mainwaring keeps it going. Back to McKenna over the top. Evans, can he kick his third? He's about 35 metres out. Oh, good mark by Hines, or was it? As it is, Hines going at his first. He's got it.
Now, our viewers in Adelaide will be getting a replay of that game after this live telecast from Waverley. We wouldn't like to spoil it for you, so if you don't wish to know the halftime score, look away now. Now we can take you to the MCG and a match between Richmond and Melbourne. The Tigers going for their 3rd win in a row. Some first half highlights.
As the ball is in the middle, and it's Jim Steins who gets the first effective kick away down towards the half-forward line. Oh, Melbourne Lions going to run into an open goal in the first 20 seconds. What a start. Up towards half-forward. Fairly congested. Gale was there, couldn't take the mark. Here's an opportunity now for Rogers. Young recruit wobbles it into goal. He's one of the best recruits this year. On the throw. Caught early, Lovell to line. Round the body goes line. Love it. Oh, well done by Gale to affect the spoil. Tingay does the roving work and has a snap. He's got it. What a goal. Thank you, Doc. From the throw in. Bauer in trouble. Gets a hurried kick. Gathers little distance, but Gale takes the mark. There he is, directly in front.
Big hips, narrow shoulders.
Gale's kick. Brendan Gale. 1 kick, 1 goal.
Oh, it's terrific. This is a good game of footy.
Just on 6 minutes remaining. Love it. From centre wing. Here comes Jakovic. Almost taken high. Tingay tries to get clear. Sweeps a long hand pass. This should result in a goal to Melbourne. Running into the open goal. And there is a very handy one indeed for the Tigers, kicked by David Schwarz. Norris again takes the hand pass. Pumps it in towards Schwarz. Couldn't quite take the mark. Sullivan is there. Bounced off it by Howard, however. Schwarz again gets a hurried kick. Oh, they've got 2 of them down there. Jakovic and Charles.
And there's 2 of them as Jakovic goes goalward.
And puts it through. 45 metres out from the Melbourne scoring zone. They've got the opportunity. Here's Lovett, a snap in towards goal. And that's what Richmond didn't want, but it's what Melbourne so desperately wanted.
Well, big second quarter for the Demons there, and at half-time they lead 6-6-42 to Richmond, 4 goals, 5-29. And at the Western Oval, the co-tenants out there, Footscray and Fitzroy, and the Bulldogs 10-10-70, leading Fitzroy 5 goals, 1-31. Hope you're enjoying football on 7 Sport this afternoon, and for Crows fans, things might get a little bit better in the second half. We'll be back soon.
Drew's just having a slight relief and should be back within about 20 seconds, I'd reckon. No, I'm so nervous. I just don't know what to do.
Games remaining in round 14 tomorrow. The resurgent Bears against Collingwood. It'll be a sellout at the Gabba. That should be a beauty. And at the MCG, Essendon take on Sydney. This round, Hawthorn having the bye. Check your local guides for details of coverage. Down on the boundary line, here's Knuckles Curley.
Hello there, Drew.
Go, Neil.
Yeah.
Well, what have you found out?
Well, at the moment, the Crows are just going about their job pretty quietly. They just can't handle these conditions. The St Kilda players are doing a much better job of it. They're more direct, they're at the ball harder, and they're finding their teammates better with their kicking. A lot of the Crows kicking to position or to a player has just been shocking, and they're kicking a lot of balls to Vidovic, who is just mopping up in the centre. Rem was taken from the ground in that quarter, as we all saw, but Adelaide, of course, once you develop a style of football over the years, it's very hard to change on a given day. And today, they've just got to learn to play some wet with their footy. At the ball strong, the one give perhaps, but long and direct kick to the movement further afield, and players coming up and crumbing in front. And they're not doing that at the moment. And St Kilda are showing them how to play good, strong, hard footy.
Are you glad we gave you a dry as a bone?
Well, it's not working. It's not dry as a bone down here. It's pretty greasy and pretty wet. I'm putting in for umbrella this week, but no, it's great to be down here. But St Kilda at the moment playing much better football.
On your Kills.
Yes, well, I don't think there's any doubt about that. The Saints lead by 3 goals going into the second half, and Vidovic gets the first touch of the third quarter. Rashudo shrugs the tackle. Anderson just a little slow. Vidovic gets in there to help out the defenders. The ball rebounds for McDermott, who spent quite a lot of the second term on the interchange bench. And that kick has been marked by Tony Hall. And Bernie, do you think he can kick the distance? He's probably not renowned as a long kicker to football.
Well, while the ball's dry, I don't know how that... It's very hard to tell how the wind is affecting the ball at that end of the ground. Certainly carrying fair distances at the other end, but this will be a testing kick, I would think.
So Tony Hall to kick the first goal of the third term. Oh, it's a shocker. Off the side of his boot into the pocket. Wiedemann jumps high, couldn't take the mark, slips over, got the football underneath. The umpire will call for a bounce in the right forward pocket for the Crows. 7-6 plays 4-6. Very important third quarter for Adelaide. They must hold the Saints out if they're to have a chance in the last term. Frawley doing the ruck work, can't get past the umpire, so Vidovic gets the tap, goes wide to Rashudo. Rashudo just kicking the ball forward of himself, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Mark Rashudo, 1 goal. Also Wiedemann, McGuinness and Modra for Adelaide. Again, Frawley and Wren. If you're allowed to do that, well, not blood if I know. This is Brown, gets the hand pass away. Through comes Carr, handball too severe for Anderson. Tregenza, Peckett, Harvey, Winmar. Ball spills back and, well, good backing up there by Tim Peakin. He kicks the ball clear for the Saints. Hasn't Harvey covered some ground? He was in the passage of play on the opposite half-back flank region, then got the handball to Peckett, who was smothered. Andrew Jarman picks up the crumbs, goes to half-forward. Wiedemann a chance, can't quite get past, then gets his sweeping hand pass out into the open. Brown leads in the race for the ball. Off the left foot, Brown kicks towards full forward, bounces awkward. Hall gets the kick and kicks the goal for the Crows. So very important the Crows get the first score of the third term, and they have done. A goal to Tony Hall.
Yes, and just having a look at some of the changes, Robbo, it looks as if Nigel Smart is now lining up on the back line, in the back pocket, in fact, picking up Peter Everett. As we look at this in replay, the ball kept in play there, Brown around his body. Unfortunate bounce there for Shanahan. Maybe he didn't take that ball hard enough, because had he got there and been able to put half a smother on, he would have been done a lot better.
Margin back to 2 goals. Laser Vidovic with a run at Wren and takes clean possession. His hand pass astray. McDermott back on the ground, the skipper. Knocked down there by Taylor. High ball by him to half forward. Wellman first back there. Anderson under pressure. Down he goes from Peakin's tackle. Grabbed on the run here by Clint Shaw. Bardsley just outside the 50 and losing ground. Left footer. And Grant takes a good mark over Shaw. Back to Jamison.
Oh, he's danger.
He almost kicked an own goal here. Right across the face of goal and out of bounds in the back pocket.
Yeah, it's not necessary, is it, to get that quick handball away. For what reason? He puts a player under pressure there, Sean Wren. He got back and took the mark. A terrific effort to do that, but then to put Jamison under pressure like that, it's really unforgivable.
Boundary throw in. A lot of players around this. Wren wrenches the ball out. Through McDermott to Maynard. His kick to the centre of the ground. Peckett, good mark. He goes on with it quickly. Kicks over Vidovic. O'Brien dives, can't reach it. And the ball out of bounds. It's a very wide option.
Well, Vidovic threw his arms out there as if to say, well, what am I doing here? Presenting myself when you just ignore me like that. And that was really what was on, the kick to Vidovic.
That's right. And even if O'Brien had got it, it was going to be on the boundary line, 50 metres out. Here's Vidovic winning the tap. McDermott's got right into it at the start of his 3rd quarter. Benched halfway through the 2nd. Smart balks the hand pass and runs around Sierakowski, the first gamer. The kick by Smart to half forward to Tony Hall. And he can mark on his chest, overhead, whatever, dry or wet.
He kicks quickly up towards the half forward line. Mark Lasciuto diving. In there is Carr and Peakin. And the ball forced over for a boundary throw-in.
McDermott is picking up Robert Harvey again in the start of the 2nd half. Anderson still playing on Tregenza and Nathan Burke still on Tony McGuinness.
Big job there for Chris McDermott. The ball spills now for Ben Hart. It comes back to McDermott. McDermott kicks high, wide and ugly. It's out of bounds on the full. Free kick for St Kilda. To be taken by Kane Taylor.
McDermott 5 possessions in 4 minutes.
Starting to get a bit of the football, which he failed to do in the first quarter and a bit. Vidovic, Harvey. Oh, he may make Chris McDermott pay here. He's kicked towards full forward. No mark taken by O'Brien. Gatherers by Sierakowski. Gets back onto the right foot. Then kicks in towards full forward. Clears the players near the goal square. Scott Lee is back there for Adelaide, and a nice little controlled left foot kick finds Ben Hart. Hart goes in towards centre half back where the mark is taken by McDermott. McDermott goes wider still across the 50-metre line where Jamison has made good position. He's able to run and take one bounce. Could take a second, he does. He's approaching the wing and will kick it in towards half forward. And Tony Hall takes the mark, gets the handball to Maynard. Maynard, good play. Running excellent, but the kick in short. Maybe Modra went one way, then went the other, and doubling back, he slipped at the last minute. St Kilda clear, and the mark is taken by Burke at right half back.
Oh, dangerous kick.
Kick is trouble. The 2 captains clash there. The whistle's gone. Free kick to Frawley against McDermott.
Well, it wasn't a good effort from Chris McDermott. He was set up there, Danny Frawley. It wasn't a good kick from Nathan Burke.
Frawley from half-back. The kick to centre wing. Grant taken out of it by Anderson. Harvey soccers away from the opposition. He's after it again. Gains 15 metres. Grant's followed up. A centering kick by Grant. Winmar. Nicky Winmar been pretty quiet today. Just 7 possessions.
Yeah, but playing on Ben Hart. And Ben Hart hasn't had much impact on the game either. He's only had 2 kicks and 3 hand passes.
Now the mercurial number 7. Pulling up the socks, looking at the goals. Breeze at his back. Can he make the distance from 50 metres? The Saints haven't scored in this quarter. Good looking effort. Great kick. Plenty to spare. So Winmar gets his first score for the day, and St Kilda skip out to 8-6 to 5-6.
Yes, back to the half-time margin. 18 points. Terrific mark. Here he is, Danny Frawley. He's played a sterling game at half-back for the Saints. A good effort here by Robert Burke getting the kick off the ground here. He looked in all sorts of trouble. Good effort by Robert Harvey. And the kick around the corner marked by Winmar.
Well, it was pretty good football all round by the Saints to get that goal. Taylor streams through the centre, but his kick goes only as far as Wellman. Wellman for Adelaide. Goes wide and finds Wren on centre wing. He's looking to get the hand pass away. He does in the finish to Schwert. Schwert's kick up towards half forward. Oh, terrific mark taken by Tony Hall. Not late. I can't believe that on a day like today. You've got to classify yourself as a bit stiff there. Oops, low.
Yeah, well, Tony Hall obviously upset about that, and I think he's entitled to be. That is definite mark. Oh, look, what's going on?
What's your decision? Could be brought in there because obviously the umpire asking the player to do a little bit more in these very difficult conditions. Now Burke, that's Nathan Burke off the ground, gathers about 20 metres. Grant, you're lucky you weren't deemed as throwing it. Anderson, it's kicked over on the full, I think, by Bardsley. And the free kick to be taken by Anderson.
Give the credit to Anderson there. I think he meant that.
There's a hard attack on the ball there from Bardsley. Actually, a pretty hard attack on Anderson.
Wren couldn't take the mark this time. Maynard, a little give to Lee. Good smother by Damon Shaw. Tregenza, McDermott over the ball. Back to Maynard, Tregenza. They're really working it around now. Schwert. Good hand pass to Lee. Floats one over the top of Winmar. Hart. He's lost control of it. Vidovic. Oh, well done to Dean Anderson. The turnover could be costly. The kick by Anderson to centre half forward. Greg Anderson got a hand to it. It comes here to Everett. Nobody in the goal square. It's bouncing. It's rolling. It's a goal. Peter Everett gets his second, and the Saints by 4 goals.
Yes, from the turnover, a costly turnover there, set up again by Lazar Vidovic, the big fellow. He's done a magnificent job in the ruck all afternoon from forcing Kilda. The ball was forced into the forward line. Good work by Everett, who didn't waste any time, got the ball to boot very quickly, and no one home for Adelaide in defence.
Well, a top effort there by Peter Everett to get his second goal, and the Saints get their 9th. They now lead by 24 points. So the margin blowing out as far as Adelaide are concerned. Up high, Vidovic again. Risciuto, handball. Ben Hart. Able to control the football in the finish. Get back onto the right foot, kicking towards half forward. Andrew Jarman dragged down by Michael Frost. And Jarman will take the free kick. He gets back quickly. Delivers towards half forward. Looking for Tony Hall. Hall's able to control it. Then gets the hand pass back to Tregenza. Tregenza's kick. Near full forward Shanahan, but crashing his way through was Harvey, and over the top was Wiedemann. The ball spills over.
Great effort, Robert Harvey. Great effort. It was set up there for the mark to be taken by Shanahan, but showing enormous courage getting back there, going for that ball was Robert Harvey.
So
11 kicks.
Throw in.
Sorry, Robert. 11 kicks and 10 hand passes to Robert Harvey.
20 metres around from the Crows' goal. Can they get another one? No. Peakin away to Frost. Frost throws it onto the left foot, kicks it close to the centre. Back there was Winmar and Ben Hart. Winmar's got hold of Wren, but Ben Hart may have been held, was he?
No, it's Winmar's free kick. Maybe Hart was hanging on to Winmar.
Winmar goes wide. Peakin has done some terrific running, coming all the way down from the back line. He's kicking towards full forward. Terrific mark taken by Sean Wren. Trying desperately to lift his flagging Adelaide Crows. The kick is ordinary. It's been marked by Everett.
Well, they have not got a built-in safety factor, the Adelaide Crows. It's all very well when it's coming off, but these little hand passes, short kicks out of defence, They must learn that safety is the first requirement for a defender.
Well, Everett, good reflexes to grab that football. He's kicked 2. Gets onto this kick. It's a beauty. It's a goal. So the 2 big fellows for St Kilda, Lazar Vidovic in the ruck and Peter Everett resting down in the forward line, have certainly had a lot to say in this lead of 5 goals that St Kilda hold at the moment.
They certainly have. There it is. Sean Wren doing well, getting back in defence. And look at this kick. An awkward-looking curly kick off the boot. And Adelaide certainly paying for that mistake.
Back in the middle, and it's 66 to 36. Adelaide go forward. They desperately need goals. Tony Hall leaps and marks. A long way out. Modra leads from the goal square. He's in front. He works Shanahan out of it. Modra first back there. Goes off the ground and misses.
Good support there from Peckett getting back and helping out, because Shanahan had been put well and truly out of that contest.
Modra, 1 goal, 3 today. The Saints work it out of defence through Nathan Burke. He goes towards the boundary line and finds it at half-back. We have 10 1/4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and St Kilda leading by 5 goals.
Frawley being asked to do the ruck work out there at left half-back for the St Kilda side. Right half forward, up over the top, Vidovic gets it down only as far as McDermott. McDermott's left foot kick over his right shoulder is gathered by Andrew Jarman. He slips as he kicks. Peckett does well. He's played pretty well. Jarman's got him, and surely that must be ball up situation there. Peckett had no chance whatsoever of getting rid of that football.
Good tackle, wasn't it, from Jarman?
My word. Shaking his head and centre breaks. What do you make of that?
Well, it's unbelievable, because I thought Vidovic had been dominating.
Well, funnily, St Kilda have kicked 3 goals in this quarter, and Adelaide have just managed 1. So it obviously, in this game anyway, hasn't made a great deal of difference, those centre breaks. Nathan Burke in the picture. Vidovic and Tony Hall. Ball spills now for Lazar Vidovic, and he gets another possession. A high kick, and he kicks it to his opposite number. Sean Wren near the right-hand forward point of the square for Adelaide. He goes very wide. Schwert is probably no closer to goal. He's kicking towards full forward, and back there playing the game of his life is Lazar Vidovic, and he's taken now 10 marks.
Here's Robert Harvey, who's knocked up getting the football. Through Frawley it goes. Now a chance here for Clint Shaw. Good disposal, Anderson. Back to Shaw on the run. His pass is good. Everett kicked 2 in this quarter. No mark this time. Off hands it goes. Grant in front. O'Brien.
Brilliant play by the Saints, starting from the back pocket there with the big fella Vidovic getting back there, taking the mark. Clinton Shaw, the young player who was recruited from the VSFL. Excellent run from him, providing a couple of options. And O'Brien just chipping in and taking that easy chest mark.
And back behind there as O'Brien kicks the goal. Clinton Shaw got some good congratulations.
And he's kicked it. 2 goals for O'Brien. And the Saints will be hard to catch from here, leading by 6 goals.
I'll tell you what, it'll be very tough now. They've really shown nothing in this 3rd quarter, Adelaide. There's a young fella getting the kick and also running on to receive again. That was the 2nd time he'd received, actually. And O'Brien, from that hurried kick from David Grant, chipping in front, taking that safe chest mark. 2 goals to Craig O'Brien.
Well, certainly the Saints getting plenty out of more players all over the ground. Adelaide relying on too few. The kick by Harvey was quite miraculous in the finish. Liptak is there. Handball to Schwert. Burke misses him. He gets the handball to McGuinness. McGuinness, little handball back to Liptak. Good running by Matthew Liptak. His kick to the front of the goals. A free kick has been picked out. It's going to Adelaide. Is it down the ground? I think it might have been for holding against maybe Kane Taylor, and it might go to Wiedemann. The umpire was very much on the spot there and was quick to blow his whistle as the ball came forward from that Liptak kick. So Wiedemann is kicked 1, and Wiedemann has now kicked 2 goals for the Crows. So Adelaide hang in there. It was looking a little ordinary just a few minutes ago, but 11-6 plays 6-7, and we'll have another look at what may have happened. Would that be down the ground for that?
Must have been awarded for that, and there's really nothing in it. What can a player do? He's committed to put the tackle on. Gee, Robbo, that's certainly a Tiggy Touchwood one, that one.
Well, Kane Taylor was disappointed because it gave his immediate opponent the chance to get his second goal.
72-43. Adelaide got the last goal, but they need a few more. McDermott has had an improved third quarter, but he couldn't get the ball out of there. Nine possessions in this third quarter to Chris McDermott after he was benched in the second term. Vidovic and Wren, the stats for both of them have been good. The umpire can't separate them here with a crowbar. Jarman trying to burrow through. There's no way out.
A crowbar. No pun intended, Drew, I suppose.
Actually, the stats for the ruckman worth recounting. Vidovic, 10 marks, 19 possessions. And Wren, on the other side, has had 8 marks and 16 possessions. Wren wins this hit-out. Hit-outs are 20-14 in favour of St Kilda. This ball going nowhere for the last minute. What is a crowbar? Chris McDermott's got one in Adelaide, isn't he?
Yes, very good. Well, the ruckman go at it once again. Wren can't quite get an effective tap to it.
I think a bit lucky there, William, when he put the arm up to fend off. Damon Shaw very high with the arm when he was tackled.
And this time it favours Vidovic, but his palm out goes to Tregenza. On to Brown. Little tap for Liptak was all right. Handball to Wiedemann. Wiedemann approaches the 50-metre area. Kicks into the pocket. Modra. Wet one-handed. Tony Hall goes to Rashudo, and Rashudo misses. Well, that would have been a handy goal for Adelaide. You just felt as though maybe if they'd have got that, there was a little bit of momentum happening. At 6-8 they trail the Saints, who are 11-6.
And Shaw off for St Kilda, and coming on for the Saints is Matthew Lappin.
St Kilda out of trouble. The ball goes out towards half-back. It's marked by Peckett, Harvey, Anderson. Now Carr backs himself and has a bounce. Then kicks it high in towards half-forward. No one home for the Saints. Good mark taken by Liptak. Looks to play on. Kicks it back to the wing. No one home for the Adelaide Crows. And a pretty simple mark taken out there by Carr. Carr goes into the centre of the ground. Player on his own is Taylor. He plays on. Short pass is okay. Young Clinton Shaw rather, is able to recover and get the ball wide to Carr. Carr's kick falls in short. It was a wobbly old punt kick. Wren, free kick paid. McDermott, Ben Hart, and now Jamieson. Jamieson's kick into the centre, and well gathered in the finish by Rashudo, as that ball looked as though it was going to be difficult for him from that kick.
Under 5 minutes to three-quarter time. St Kilda with a handy break. Hall grabbed it in one-handed. One out is Modra. Ball on the ground grabbed by Shanahan. Modra just one goal for the day. Shanahan did well to find Pekin. He's got players on their own out.
Vidovic's on.
Alistair Carr, Vidovic at centre wing. This time he doesn't take the mark, but he's still after it. Socket away from him. Well done, Tregenza. Can he keep it in? And that young man just on the ground, Matthew Lappin, sees the ball over.
He could do with a bit of work at the gym, couldn't he, Robbo? Matthew Lappin, he's got a long way to go.
Can hide behind a lamppost.
He was described as being pencil thin, and I think they're pretty well right there.
Somebody say another Trevor Barker in the making? Barks had about that much beef on him when he started too. Sitting next door to us today doing radio. Quick hand pass, on to Burke. The kick inside the 50. Hart is there. Ben they call. He goes back. Free kick is coming back to Maynard for a tackle over the shoulder. Well, Crows had the ball, and that's just pulled them up. Everyone up the ground, man's up. Vidovic punches from behind. Harvey caught in a vice-like grip. There'll be a ball up. Under 4 minutes to three-quarter time.
Beautiful tackle there by the Adelaide skipper, Chris McDermott.
Bounce of the ball between wing and right half forward. Vidovic missed it. Damon Shaw gets hold of a torpedo punt kick floating towards the goal front. And a good mark is taken by Jamieson. as O'Brien arrives just a little late on the scene. Hand pass by Jamison, finds McDermott. McDermott goes straight down the ground. 45-metre kick out towards the wing. Chance for Wiedemann, he's dumped. Damon Shaw gets the handball, well done. Lappin's kick, pretty good also. And chipping in, I reckon Everett was meant for it, but Grant took the mark. He plays on. Anderson is on his own in the pocket, can run into goal. And Dean Anderson off the post. You're a little excited there, Bernie.
Well, I could have raffled that one.
On the Saints, have you?
No, I have not. But it was either Anderson or Winmar. We could have raffled that one. Plenty of options in the St Kilda forward line at the moment.
Jamison's kick in. Wellman takes the mark in front of Sierakowski, the first gamer. Sean Wellman, 19-year-old youngster. Lee, chest mark just inside the boundary line, in between half-back and the wing. The Crows would love a couple of goals before the last change. 2.5 minutes left. Rasciuto, good mark. Gee, it's a long way home when you go round the wing here at Waverley. Centering kick to McDermott. Certainly has lifted. He's up to 18 possessions. He had just 6 when he was benched in the second quarter. At the back, Shanahan, the ex-Tasmanian. Well done out of defence. Modric kicked just 1 goal today. Wren takes another mark. Away he goes to McDermott. The hand pass to Tregenza. 55 metres out. He doesn't go for the goal. He pops it high. St Kilda there in numbers. Brown at the front of goal. Well, they're close enough, the Crows. They're coming home with a breeze, which isn't a wind, but a breeze. They trail by under 4 goals.
Yeah, good roving, perfect roving there by David Brown. Started the game on the interchange bench. And it's good to see Adelaide going directly for the goal face. There it is, 2 St Kilda players up, Frost and Shanahan. The only player doing the roving there was David Brown. And now the margin, 23 points in favour of St Kilda.
So play restarted, Vidovic up high. Got his left hand to it. Nathan Burke missed it. Chris McDermott again having an impact. Gets the hand pass to McGuinness, but that kick has been marked by Pekin across half-back. He plays on quickly. His kick into the centre has been marked by Damon Shaw. Just 20 years of age, Damon Shaw. Played 21 games. Great mark that. Out in front of his face, David Grant. Gets the handball to Harvey. Ducks and weaves. And then a quick kick towards full forward. A great diving mark there by Dean Anderson.
Well, maybe fortunately, Robbo, because the hurried kick from Robert Harvey, who was in all sorts of trouble, played on, chanced his arm. He was surrounded by a few Adelaide Crows, and the hurried kick just falling in the arms of Dean Anderson.
Not bad stats either. If he kicks this goal, a fair game from Dean Anderson. Good kick. It is a goal. He's kicked 3. All of a sudden, when the Crows made their challenge, St Kilda have got the answers and they lead now by 29 points.
It's been a very good effort by St Kilda this afternoon. They've shown a lot of desperation. They've been led by Vidovic in the ruck. Anderson's played a pretty good game on the wing, playing on Tregenza. He's played on him all afternoon. Burke's been very good around midfield also, as has Robert Harvey.
Here's the ball up. 29 points the margin. Under a minute to go. McDermott again to Schwert. Oh, clever mark taken by Taylor. Hand pass to Harvey. Just always seems to be where the ball is and keeps on getting it. That's 26 possessions. 50-50 ball just forward of the wing. Adelaide free to Lee. Well, the wind or the breeze isn't going to help the Crows make up a 5-goal deficit in the last quarter. They'll have to play better than they've played all day. Just 10 seconds left. Harvey another kick and might get another one. He's going to get his own ball here. Almost. Wren did well to find Brown. They're going to run out of time, the Crows. To half forward. And that's 3-quarter time. And the Saints fans feel pretty happy at the moment. St Kilda 12-7-79, Adelaide 7-8-50.
Captain Blood joins Rex on I'm Rex Hunt and You're Not tomorrow at noon.
Five goals to 3 in that quarter, and St Kilda will be hard to run down from here. 12-7-79 to the Adelaide Crows 7-8-50. The Saints have won just 3 games during the year, but can they make it number 4? Leading goal scorers, Dean Anderson has 3 and Peter Everett has 3 with O'Brien 2. And for the Adelaide Crows, their leading goal scorer is Wiedemann, who has 2 goals. Now, some viewers in Adelaide will be taking a replay of the game between Geelong and the West Coast Eagles after this. So if you don't wish to know the score there, look away now. Looks as though you're in for a feast of football. And there's Stewie Lowe in the crowd. And it's a pity that he's just played 3 games during the season for the Saints, out with injury. And of course, Tony Lockett, also 3, and he's still serving his 8-match suspension. Off goes Graham Corns, the job ahead of the Crows. Other matches at the MCG, Melbourne and Richmond, and nothing in that. The Demons 9-7-61 to the Tigers 8-10-58. And at the Western Oval, Footscray and Fitzroy and the Bulldogs having a good win. They couldn't buy a goal a few weeks ago, but they've found some goal scoring in the last couple of weeks. 15-14 to 6 goals won. And Atkins has had 30 possessions and 2 goals for the Bulldogs. Here's Neil Curley. Curls?
Drew, there's not much I don't think Graham Collins can do in terms of positional changes. He can certainly make some moves, but that's not going to win the game for him. He's just got to get more out of the players that are on the ground in any given position. The St Kilda boys just controlling the centre of the ground. Shanahan and Freud have been absolutely magnificent in defence. Robert Shaw all around the ground. They've got the best ruckman on the ground in Vidovic, and also they've got forwards, particularly when Nicky Winmar goes up there with Anderson, that are capable of kicking goals. And St Kilda have got too many good players on the ground at this stage to allow this game to slip.
Well, it's not out of reach, surely, is it? I mean, 5 goals is not impossible to kick.
Well,
They've got to stop St Kilda from kicking goals to the other end.
Well, remember the game in Sydney where they led by 49 points in the last quarter and somehow lost it.
That's exactly right. Adelaide's only been able to manage 7 goals. They need to kick 6 in this last quarter to win it and keep St Kilda goalless.
Well, the first few minutes of the final quarter, very important for the Crows. They're 7-8. They trail by 29 points. St Kilda are 12-7. And the Saints will get the ball clear through Taylor. Taylor's kick to half forward. O'Brien couldn't take the mark. Scott Lee grabbed by the leg, and he will take the free kick at centre half back for the Crows. He's still inside the 50-metre region. This kick needs to carry. He's looking for Wren, and Wren, stretching high, takes the mark. Gets it out to Ben Hart. They need a goal quickly. Ben Hart's kick towards full forward. Getting back was terrific by Vidovic. Little kick off the ground, goes wide to the 50-metre line. Now the race is on, and the first back was Rashudo. He tried a second kick off the ground, couldn't quite hook it back. It went out on the full, so the free kick to St Kilda in the left back pocket to be taken by Peckett. Peckett has played pretty well too in defence for St Kilda. His kick goes outside 50 metres. Vidovic couldn't quite take the mark. Burke underneath that. Now Damon Shaw off the right foot, back near the centre of the ground. Lee grabs hold of Clinton Shaw. Now Dean Anderson, tackled by Jarman. The ball spills for Wren. He goes further back to Schwerk, favoured by the left foot. Didn't quite get what he wanted onto that kick. Brown tackles Peckett. Now Damon Shaw just gets his left foot to it. Punched away by Wellman. The ball in the middle of the ground. The Crows striving hard, but they can't clear that congested area there. Chris McDermott and Michael Frost, the players, to drag themselves from the turf, and the umpire will bounce not far away from the centre circle.
Pretty dark here at Waverley now. Here's Andrew Jarman taking a week to pick up this ball, and when he did, he gave it straight to Harvey. Harvey holding the ball, says the umpire, and Adelaide Crows free kick.
It was a clever intercept, wasn't it, from Harvey? That steal off Jarman, but then he tried to go through the brick wall.
Long kick by Wren. Shanahan in front. He's given Modra just 1 goal for the day. Takes the mark with the gloves. Across the full back line he goes to Pekin. Pekin towards the outer side. There's no one there. He's put it out in front, said run after this. And Matthew Lappin has got age on his side, but he's beaten to it by Liptak. Now Greg Anderson steers the pass low, and a diving mark Rashudo. Just 2 weeks ago, St Kilda led by 26 points at three-quarter time and lost to Geelong. That will be in their minds as they go into this last quarter with a lead of just 29.
Greg Anderson with the football outside 50 metres. It would be a mighty kick to score from there. He kicks to the front of the goal square. Wren, Vidovic with a left fist to it. Wren again. Gets his foot to it. He kicked a goal. Well done, the big fellow. Well, a great single-handed effort there by Sean Wren. And they've had a great contest, those two players, Wren and Vidovic. And Wren kicks the Crows' 8th goal.
Yes, Vidovic back there with Sean Wren and doing the marking as well as the roving is the big fellow Sean Wren. Great second effort there by the big fellow Sean Wren. It's been an enthralling contest between those two, Lazar Vidovic and Sean Wren. Honour's probably fairly even, I would think.
Well, Sean Wren, 10 marks, 8 kicks, 14 handballs and a goal. Vidovic, 10 marks, 10 kicks, 9 handballs, and as yet a goal. But Vidovic will get the Saints away from the centre bounce.
Diving on the ball, Sirakoski in his first game. Grant farms out the hand pass. Dean Anderson on the run. The hand pass is good to Lappin. Lappin from 40 metres off the right boot. Hooked it. touched out or out on the full. It's an Adelaide free kick to be taken by Nigel Smart. Under 17 minutes remaining, and it's 79 to 56. Under 4 goals the margin as Smart takes the free kick. Big pack at half-back flank. Sirakoski! His father played in the Premiership side in 1966, and here he is with St Kilda under the father-son rule in his debut game. Puts it out in front. Not a great kick for the forwards. Greg Anderson at the second attempt.
Well done by Anderson. Those sort of kicks can drop in short, and it's unbelievable how many times a player could be just sitting in front of the pack and marking goal. This is Wren in the opposite back pocket. He's not quite outside. Now he runs outside that 50-metre zone and kicks it down towards the wing. Rashudo couldn't take the mark. McGuinness one-handedly. Rashudo, a bit too severe there on Winmar, and Winmar will take the free kick.
Yeah, an obvious free kick there. Ridden into the ground is Winmar, and not all that happy with the treatment there from Mark Rashudo.
Well, the ball will come back to Nicky Winmar. He has to do it all over again. The umpire asking him to kick over the man on the mark. He's on the wing, doesn't take too many steps, and he kicks in towards centre-half forward. Ball rebounds there for Clinton Short, tries to get it to Harvey. Ball spills now for Schwert. He can get the handball out. It's McDermott for the Crows. A direct kick here could punish St Kilda. The ball at the back. Running back was Frost. A good tap there by Tony Hall. Favours Andrew Jarman. The little kick out into the path now of Tregenza. Will the bounce favour Tregenza? He can get back onto the right foot. Then a little kick in towards full forward. Which way will the ball bounce? Oh, it's coming back towards the goal line. Modra and Shanahan. And it's rushed over for a behind to the Adelaide Crows. So the margin now is just 22 points. The kick in has been marked by Tim Pekin.
Outside him is Burke, who's done a top job on McGuinness. McGuinness not his dominant self today. 15 possessions, way below his best.
In the back.
Free kick to Sirakoski.
That's soft, isn't it?
Just forward of centre wing. Kick by Sirakoski to centre-half forward. Wren gets back there to take the mark.
Well, you'd think Wren probably has been the best player for Adelaide, Robbo, wouldn't you?
Yes, I don't argue with you there at all, Bill.
12 marks he's had and 23 possessions. Wellman to half forward. Hall gets rid of his opponent. They took a long time to turn round, Hall and Frawley. Peckett's back there. Hall the tackler.
Shocking hand pass. And he knows it, Peckett.
Bit of a scuffle going on. Spud Frawley in amongst them. And Brown, a feisty customer.
Well, let him go. Come on, let's get on with it. On with the game.
It's a power struggle, isn't it?
That's all it was.
The boundary umpire throws it in right over them.
Well, that's fair enough too. That's the quickest way to get the boys' minds back onto football. And Andrew Jarman's got a chance here. Over the top, and Modra will get the goal. The Crows are still a chance. Modra kicks his second goal, but good persistence there by Andrew Jarman. And the difference is just 16 points with plenty of time left in this game.
Yes, a big thump out of the ruck there by Mark Rashudo. And here we see Jarman just sitting on Kane Taylor. Taylor just slipping over. As Robbo said, terrific persistence. A handball over the top. And Modra gets his second. Modra coming off the ground, in fact.
Taken from the ground, Bernie.
And Pittman about to come on.
And Tony Modra, having just kicked his second goal of the game, is going to the interchange bench, replaced by Pittman. That's the second time the Crows have done that today. Wiedemann went off just after kicking a goal earlier on.
There's Tony Hall now at full forward for the Crows.
And the Crows still certainly right in this. Back in the centre of the ground, Anderson killed a free kick. It comes to Nicky Winmar, who's been pretty quiet, coming up for his 11th disposal. To centre-half forward, big pack. It flips to the back. There is Harvey, who's been outstanding for St Kilda. Hoists it high. O'Brien waits. Jamison punches. Chris McDermott the hand pass through Maynard to Jamison. And they're off and running again, the Crows.
And terrific football there. Great hands by the players in the full-back area as Jamison kicks it down into the forward half for the Crows. Tregenza a flip to the back. Frost and Andrew Jarman. Frost went for the footy. Peckett's got Andrew Jarman's got Peckett. The ball rebounds now for Brown. Brown's kick across his body in towards a vacant half-forward area. Rashudo backs himself. goes into an open goal and kicks the goal. So Rashudo kicks his second goal, and all of a sudden the difference is just 10 points in St Kilda's favour. Danny Frawley.
He'll have to come off. He'll have to come off, Danny Frawley. Oh, his blood spattered.
Gee whiz.
He'll have to go into the blood bin, get him off quickly to stop that flow. Here we see the replay. Jarman again involved in this passage of play, putting the tackle on Packett, and Rashudo, one of Adelaide's very good players, just getting around the man there and kicking a very good goal.
St Kilda led by 35 points at the 17-minute mark of the third quarter. But the Crows have kicked 3-1 to nothing at the start of the last, and they're a big chance still, the Adelaide Crows. Harvey, who's been desperate all day and has been fantastic with 29 possessions. Sirakoski waits. Dean Anderson and Greg Anderson. The ex-Hawk gets the kick away. Wren for McDermott. McGuinness dragged to the ground by Grant, and McGuinness will take the free kick.
The play by McGuinness, wasn't it? He didn't take possession.
Yeah.
Free kicks at 21 each. Maynard now just forward of centre wing.
Tell you what, he's an unobtrusive player, isn't he? Knocks up getting the foot. He's had 24 possessions, 3 marks. He's kicking towards the half-forward area. Is that a mark to
Yes,
Vidovic?
Vidovic.
It's been paid. He's at centre-half back for St Kilda. Wouldn't want to make too many errors here. Now, what's happened here?
I think they're sending Danny Frawley off with this, the umpire telling him to get off and be attended to. There is blood screaming.
Saints. They've got Lappin coming off, and Frawley still has gone back.
Well, the umpire was sending Frawley off. There he is going over now to speak to Danny Frawley. He must go off the ground and stem the flow, because a nasty gash on the forehead there of Danny Frawley. Bartley's in the meantime come on the ground, and Lappin's off.
I think he's going to stay there, Bernie.
Well, the umpire's in charge of the game.
Well, the umpire must make the decision here, and there he is. He's sending Frawley off.
Now, it comes at a bad time for the Saints. That's why Spud's not keen to go.
I think you're right there, Drew. Yeah. Well, he's captain of the team, and he is a great leader. Bad luck for St Kilda, but we've got 12 minutes left, so the Saints medical staff will work overtime there in the dugout to try and fix Danny Frawley and get him back on the ground. And it's Vidovic with the football at centre-half back. He goes straight across the ground, and a mark out here is taken by Shanahan.
Car's on for St Kilda, replacing Danny Frawley.
The margin is 10 points. St Kilda haven't scored in this last term. Adelaide have kicked 3 goals. Offhands it comes to Alistair Carr. Over centre wing. Wren flies but can't take the mark. Chance for Bardsley. He thumps it long to full forward. Chance for O'Brien. Did he interfere? Yes, he did. He's given away the free kick. O'Brien not happy with the decision, shaking his head. Jamieson will take it.
And a good kick now by Jamieson, wide to half back.
Good effort by Harvey to get there, Robbo.
Certainly was, because Wren had the height advantage. Schwerk off the ground in front of Bardsley, and it goes over for a throw-in. 12-7 to 10-9. St Kilda by 10 points, down to 11 minutes left.
Don't you reckon that day 2 weeks ago when they blew a big lead against Geelong would be fresh in their minds now?
Yes, they'd be a bit nervous.
Wren palms down to McGuinness. McDermott and McGuinness combining. Oh, this is good play by the Crows. The best play we've seen from them all day. Lip tack to the 50, and a good mark taken by Vidovic. Again, his 12th mark. He's given it up. Jarman in for the tackle. Brown tries to go off the ground. Kane Taylor with desperation. Frost goes off the ground. Rashudo there. Had it spent before he got it. Pekin for St Kilda. Burke. Terrific hand pass to Anderson. Anderson has time to steady at halfback. The kick to centre wing. Winmar the only chance. Oh. A big climb and a heavy fall. Bardsley. And the ball out of play. Desperation stakes here. St Kilda looking for their 4th win of the season, and the Crows looking for their 1st win of the year in Melbourne.
Players looking a little tired too.
Yes, you could understand that too, Robbo. Big fly there from Nicky Winmar.
See, the big guys, they don't get any shorter, do they? Sean Wren still striving hard for his team, and so is that little player in there, Clinton Shaw, trying to force the ball into the open. And it goes over for another boundary throw-in. Graham Corns getting a little anxious. Time ticking away, down close to 10 minutes now. And there's an idea of what's happened during the game around the centre.
Modra back on.
11 centre breaks to St Kilda, and Adelaide have had 15. Bardsley off the ground. Close to the line, he takes it over in front of Scott Lee. So we'll have another throw-in.
Well, that's pretty one-sided, isn't it? 7-1 in this final term. Adelaide certainly has lifted. We've seen that on the scoreboard.
Well, Modra back on. He was benched for about 5 minutes. He's playing in midfield. Smart is at full forward. Here's Harvey. Crashed to the ground by Lee. Yes, free kick to Harvey. 30 possessions coming up for Robert Harvey. The breeze all day has been going from the broadcast side towards the outer side, with a bit of left to right in it as well. Doubt that he can score from here.
Kick it into the square.
Out in front, 20 metres from goal. Wren punches. Jamieson a good gather. 10 points the margin, the Saints lead. But back come the Crows. Jamieson takes it almost to centre wing. Hall works to the front. The ball flips to the back. Kane Taylor first back there. Ball smothered out. A throw-in.
Kane Taylor appealing for the free kick out on the full, but the boundary umpire having nothing of that. So we'll have a throw-in. It's probably between wing and left half forward for Adelaide. They still trail by 10 points. But you would say that 9 minutes is plenty of time to kick 2 goals. McGuinness underneath that, Taylor doing the tackling. And the way the umpire saw that, McGuinness did not have the football. So McGuinness will take the free kick as Damon Shaw and Chris McDermott have a little to do. McGuinness's kick goes close to the 50-metre line. Tony Hall couldn't take the mark. Wellman, can he kick a goal? Gee, it's a good kick for distance, but not for accuracy. And through for one behind to Sean Wellman.
And St Kilda has not scored in this last quarter.
Difference down to 9 points. And Sirakoski approaching the interchange bench as Shanahan spills the mark and then bashes it clear with his left hand. Outside 50 metres, we'll have another throw-in.
So Wakeland goes on the ground for Sirakoski, and Danny Frawley prepares to come back on in Guernsey number 60. And here's McDermott and Damon Shaw in replay, having a bit of a tussle on the outer side. Here's Vidovic back live, gaining about 35 metres and the ball out of play. So the skipper's back, having had his wound bathed.
And a different Guernsey number 60 for the Spud. Obviously a lot of blood on the other Guernsey.
Wren gets it to the back. It's a scrap. Vidovic, clean possession. Geez, played a game and a half. Diving attempt by Liptak. Bardsley for St Kilda. Puts it out in open space. Leading the race is Jamieson, who's been an excellent defender. Jamieson for the boundary line. Too much on it. Oh, Lee just kept it in. I thought it was sailing out on the full.
Down here is Schwert on his own. Takes the mark and then runs on, favoured by that left foot. Kicks in towards centre half forward. It should cover the players there. Goes to the back where Frost taps it out to the advantage there of Shanahan. Nigel Smart, you've got to work hard here. You've got the numbers against you, and he does. Gathers the ball, and then his hand pass is astray. It goes over for a throw-in. Left forward pocket for Adelaide. They need a goal badly. 7.5 minutes left. About 45 metres from their goal, the boundary throw-in. Vidovic gets it down to Harvey. Harvey looks as though he may be playing down there in the back line now, picking up Rashuto.
I think he's all over the place.
Just chasing the ball.
Harvey, he's where the ball is.
Well, he's been fantastic for most of the day. He's in the picture there just off to the right as Wren and Vidovic wrestle for the supremacy at the boundary. Wren gets it down to Schwert. Schwert tries to hand pass. Gets it to Tregenza. In turn Anderson. Now Ben Hart. Off his right foot. He bangs it towards the pocket, and Smart is marked. Difficult angle, but certainly a chance for a goal for the Crows. Kicks it across the face as a player unattended. It's Ben Hart.
Unfortunately, that's Nicky Winmar's man. He didn't follow him down. Nicky was just near the centre square. Every player's accountable, and Nicky certainly is accountable if Ben Hart kicks this goal.
Well, he kicks with precision out of defence. Let's see what he can do kicking for goal. Ben Hart, important kick. He's got it. It's a goal. So Ben Hart, he wouldn't have kicked many goals, Bernie, in his career so far, would he? Difference for St Kilda is 3 points.
No, he's been he's been a defender throughout most of his career. In fact, that's only his second goal for the year. I'm not too sure on the actual career total. I could check that for you, Robbo, but let me see. In his career, Ben Hart has kicked a total of 7 goals, 8 now with that one.
Light drizzling rain, very dark, the lights on at Waverley, and what a game we have now. One kick the difference. The Saints by 3 points. They've come to a standstill in the last quarter as far as the scoreboard is concerned, and they haven't added to their three-quarter time score. And at the last change, they led by 29 points.
Free kick back to Taylor near the centre of the ground.
4-2 to nothing in this last quarter in favour of Adelaide.
And the St Kilda faithful, and there aren't many of them here today, 13,913. They're yelling for the Saints to hang on. But by gee, it's going to go to the wire. 6 minutes left. Rashuto dives and marks.
He's lifted too, Mark Rashuto.
Halfback over centre wing to Hall. Good punch from behind by number 60 Frawley. Harvey finds the boundary line and a throw in at centre wing. Robert Harvey has been absolutely superb. 20 kicks, 12 handballs. He has just run himself into the park, and when you do that at Waverley, you've run about 5 marathons.
Well, it's pretty tough stuff. Pittman doing the ruck work with Everett, and McGuinness trying to clear the ball. Unsuccessful. Another throw in, just a little forward than the previous one for the Crows.
Vidovic down playing a loose man in defence for St Kilda.
McGuinness, 12 kicks, 7 handballs and 1 goal. Pittman over the top Wren, taken away by Damon Shaw. Just gets his right foot to it. Tregenza grabbed by Harvey. Ball spills back now for McDermott. He's well tackled. Nathan Burt grabs the footy. And Harvey appealing for perhaps what he thought should have been a tripping free kick, the way he's indicating there. But nothing forthcoming. So another boundary throw in. It's between wing and half forward now, slightly favouring St Kilda. Anderson tries to get through. Harvey's underneath all that. And the umpire will call for a bounce. So the question now raised is whether St Kilda can hang on. 5 minutes left. The surge is with the Crows. They trail by 3 points.
The chant goes up around the ground for St Kilda. Clean possession, Pittman. Out in front of McGuinness. Still a bit of run in him. Over centre wing. Jarman, no mark. Grabbed by Rashuto, the youngster. To full forward. Smart one out with Shanahan. He doubles back, goes off the ground.
Cool.
Through 4 or behind. And the margin 2 points.
Well, Shanahan now to kick in, goes for distance and gets it outside 50 metres. St Kilda out there, Vidovic, what a great game he's played. He and Wren have been terrific for their respective teams. Frost has got the football near the centre of the ground, looking to get the hand pass away. No one really to give it to, so he decides to go wide to the left-hand side. And a good mark taken by Wellman. Oh, he looked to play on. Carr was alert to it. And he's held him up between centre-half back and centre wing. But he kicks it out wide. Wren has made good position, and Wren marks.
13 marks to Sean Wren. Between
wing and right half forward. He goes in short, near the centre of the ground. The mark is taken by Schwert. Winmar just a fraction too late on the scene. Schwert will kick the Crows to within goal-scoring distance. Well inside 50 metres. Up high was Smart, couldn't take the mark. In underneath that is Harvey. Ben Hart. The umpire has called for a bounce. Down under 4 minutes. So can the Saints hang on? It's 2 points to their advantage. They're 12-7. Adelaide are 11-11.
This is 40 metres out from goal. McDermott gets the ball out to Schwert, who gets on the left boot, kicks for goal, but hooks it for a point, and the margin's a point. Whew. Well, you get the feeling that just 1 goal by the Saints, and they haven't managed any score at all in the last quarter. 1 goal, and they can win the game. But, gee, they're at the wrong end of the ground. and it's been all the Crows in the last quarter. 79 to 78, St Kilda hanging on. At one stage, they led by 35 points late in the third quarter. Anderson's kick over half-back flank. Front of the pack, goes to Schwert again. Tries another left footer. No, the hand pass to McGuinness. He's on the left. He thumps a long one. Smart from behind. No mark. Hall is there, and the ball out of play. Under 3 minutes left, a point the margin.
Well, this is what happened earlier in the season up in Brisbane. They were behind all day, Adelaide, and stole it in the last quarter. After Brisbane had dominated all day, they certainly got the chance here to steal this one.
Well, you've got to give them credit, don't you? I mean, it looked ordinary there at three-quarter time. A free kick has been picked out of it. It's going to St Kilda, and it'll be taken by Kane Taylor. He's looking to take a risk. I don't quite know whether I'd go across the face of goal in this situation. 2 points are better than none. His kick's gone too far. It's out on the full. So the free kick to be taken down there by, is it Ben Hart? Yes, he plays on quickly. Players unattended near the centre. Mark taken by Wren. He's about 60 metres from goal. So to take a mighty kick to score. It's down to 2.5 minutes. Sean Wren. Gee, this would top off a pretty good game if he could kick us.
Too far, surely, Robbo.
I don't know. He's got hold. Gee, it's a good kick. Right on the line. Pittman got his foot to it. Smart has at least got it over the line for a rush behind. So scores a level. With 2 minutes left in this game, Graham Corns, who would be a coach of an AFL side? Tim Pekin to kick it back in.
Well, ask Dan Ells.
Modra.
Now, the man who was benched earlier on and has come back, the man who is their leading goal scorer for the season, could win the game for them.
Well, going by that last kick from Sean Wren, he should make the distance here, Tony Modra. Be kicking from maybe 52 metres, 53 metres.
Whatever breeze there is at his back. Any score will put them in front. There's no score. Marking duel. Punch down. McGuinness leads the race. Close to the boundary line. Greg Anderson. It's out on the full. Score's still level. 1 minute 24 left.
Oh, what a great finish we've got as Wren is really struggling there at the end of this game. He's just run himself into the ground, as has Lazar Vidovic for St Kilda. 13, 14 and 11 for Vidovic. And on the other hand for Sean Wren, 14, 12 and 16 with a goal. Gee, what a couple of fantastic games for their respective teams. Shanahan's kick goes out close to the boundary line. It's taken by Taylor. He was held high. No free kick. The umpire may swallow the whistle in this situation because we're down to a minute, and you would probably think that a draw would be a fair result because the Saints don't deserve to lose. They've led from pretty well the start, and the Crows have fought back. Here's a chance for Nathan Burke. Close to the 50-metre line. It goes back towards Pittman. Wiedemann, can he squeeze a kick? No, he's caught with the ball. And he's caught holding it, so he's going to be penalised. And St Kilda breathe again. Wiedemann nonplussed. The risk-taking now for St Kilda. It's Burke. Runs on and gets his right foot to it. Kicks it near the wing. Ran again. Terrific stuff by that player. And if you are giving votes in the Brownlow medal, the umpires have got a real problem because there's been two lion-hearted performances here from Sean Wren and Lazar Vidovic. Wren, a long kick. The Crows are the chance to win this game, surely. It rebounds now for Shanahan. He gets his right foot to it. It's smothered. Vidovic gets another possession. Close to the line. It's punched over. And we're going to have a draw here at Waverley. Schwert picks himself up from the turf. And with just seconds left, the ball is 80 metres, maybe 70 metres from the Adelaide goal. Scores level.
Last chance for I think Adelaide can still get up and win this, but certainly yes, St Kilda's got no chance.
Well, we haven't had a draw this season. Will this be the first? It looks like it. Wiedemann just inside the line. Back to Jamison. There goes the siren. It's a draw. A draw at Waverley. The first ever between St Kilda and Adelaide. Well, what are the emotions here? The Saints led by 6 goals and didn't win. But the Crows came back from nowhere and got 2 points.
Well, the emotions would be that if you'd back St Kilda, you haven't lost. And Vicky Verker, I guess, but at the start of the game, I think most people thought the Crows were certainties, but it's amazing what can happen in a game of football when you get 21 committed players on both sides, and it was a terrific battle by both the Crows and the Saints.
There's 4-5 to nothing in this last quarter, 9 scoring shots to 0, and St Kilda certainly came to a standstill in that final term, and you can just look at the players' faces as they walk off the ground. It's really a feeling of nothing.
It is. Yep.
After struggling for 100 minutes, 120 minutes, and there it is. There's no emotion shown by any players. It's just a feeling of, well, we've wasted this one. St Kilda certainly would be thinking that, and Adelaide would be thinking about the chances that they let slip also.
If you were in a position like that, would you look at those goal umpires just to make sure the scores on the scoreboard were correct?
I don't know whether you'd be thinking about that, Robert. It's a very strange sort of a feeling coming off the ground. There's Chris McDermott, who lifted in the second half. His input was very good after half-time, after a very quiet first half. I thought Sean Wren was excellent for the Crows, as was Lazar Vidovic for the Saints. Both ruckmen were terrific. Sean Wren, 15 marks, 13 kicks, 16 handballs, and Lazar Vidovic, 13 marks, 15 kicks, 11 handballs. How do you keep those players out of the votes? They've played on each other, yet they did play a loose man in defence for a lot of that time, so I'm putting both those players in the votes anyway.
Well, there you are.
Well, how about this? St Kilda have still only had 3 wins for the season, and the Crows still haven't won in Melbourne this year.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it? They must have thought they were a chance there, because a little bit of fortune. And Neil Curley has got an interview on the boundary line down there, Drew, with Sean Wren.
Yes, I have, Sean. Well, Sean, 3/4 time, I gave you no chance. Graham Corns must have thought there was still a chance. What were his directions at 3/4 time?
We'd started to hit the ball again hard. We had a shocking second quarter, and I suppose the signs were there again in the third quarter that we were having a dip, and it can happen, Kel. So we'd done it before here against Hawthorn, so I guess we believe that we could do it, but we didn't get there. So.
Gee, what a great battle too between you and Vidic. That was your second half. I think it's the best football you played this year. Congratulations, a great effort by you.
Oh, Vidovic, he played very well today too, so shared it a bit.
Okay, back to you, Drew.
Thanks, Curls. Well, I can understand how the players would all be feeling empty. What do you think about you play for 100 minutes and you get a draw? Well,
you've got to think some sort of positive out of it. I mean, Adelaide may be a bit fortunate to get 2 points, and St Kilda hung on and got 2.
Yep.
You could have lost it, couldn't you? Both sides could have lost it.
We'll talk about this all the way back into town, and the Crows, of course, all the way back to Adelaide on the plane. So the final score here, St Kilda 12-7, 79, scoreless in the last quarter. Adelaide 11-13, 79.
For a full review of today's game, join the Sports World panel tomorrow on 7.
Harvey, you reckon Harvey is best for work? Perfect. Harvey best? Harvey best?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep.
More phone?
Yeah, mate.
Commercial on there, mate.
Down the bottom of this page.
Who? Brent.